What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Phins Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. So sorry for the delay, had some technical difficulties, but we are up and running for our Tuesday night panel conversation here on TD Phins Talk. It always goes down on Tuesday night. Wonderful times. I'm excited. As usual, we're going to have our guests on tonight. We're going to get rocking. We're going to get rolling. Guys, I'm just sharing this link to all the social media sites, so give me about a minute or two, and I'll be done, guys. So one moment. See here. Just sharing it on all the links. I hope the notifications are coming through. Y'all going to have to let me know in the comment section if the notifications are coming through. What's up, Cody? I guess they're coming through. We got people entering into the room now. One moment. Let's see here. Just trying to share these links to my social medias. All right. We got Facebook. Awesome. Here we go. All right. There we go. What's up, Shifter? I see everybody coming in the room. I see y'all coming in the room. This Dolphins on top. Hey, TD. Yeah, mate, come through. All right, awesome. Can I join the panel? We'll see, Cody. I might be taking a few guests today, so just stick around. Stick around. I'll remember you asked first. Can you send the link, TD? I got you. Y'all give me a second, man. Give me a second. Now, I'm not bringing anyone on up front other than the normal panel guests. I'm not bringing any guests up front other than the normal panel guests, all right? And then we'll bring others in as we see fit. All right, here we go. Excuse me, guys. Almost done. What's up, Mr. Spacely? Come on, man. You're going to have to get over those Rams, man. They've been acting up too much lately. All right, cool. I think we're good. And last Twitter. All right. You should be good now. All right, here we go. All right, guys, we are good. We are good. We are good, man. We are good now, guys. All right. Do you think the Lions got robbed? I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even watch the game. I didn't even watch the game. I was so busy with the wife and stuff. Didn't even watch the game, bro. What's up, Andre? No notification. That sucks, man. YouTube on those games right now. People not getting their notification. That sucks, man. Big Rams trade. Big Rams trades. Yeah, we've been losing. But we got a needed linebacker. Wait, is TD tripping? Hold on one moment. I didn't even know y'all traded today. Is it even going to make the difference for the team? Is it going to make a difference? Let's see. Guys, in one moment, Rams Aqib Talib is on IR. Out for season with ACL and Joe Notebook out for the season. Wow. Tough. Tough, man. Rams having a fire sale. Oh my gosh, they scrapping it all. Let's see. Man, Rams deal Pro Bowl cornerback Peters to Ravens. Wow. Man. Man. That's crazy. Let me see what that's about. They traded Marcus Peters. I know it's crazy, man. A great one. The link is in the comment section, bro. The link is in the comment section. Man. Traded corner Marcus Peters to Baltimore Ravens for linebacker Kenny Young and an undisclosed 2020 draft pick. So they traded for Kenny Young in a 2020 pick, but they didn't disclose the pick. But they think the pick is a 5th rounder. Man. And he on the 5th and final season of his rookie contract. So he on his rookie deal, man. You good, great run. Take your time, bro. Take your time. Dolphins 2021. Mark Walton looked good. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, man. Yes, he did. That's interesting, man. They had this man on his 5th year of his rookie deal, and they went ahead and got rid of him ahead of time because they didn't want to pay that money. Yeah, I know that's what it is. 5th year of the rookie deal. They already picked up the 5th year option. They didn't want to pay that money. It's simple. They didn't want to pay him the money. Former Pro Bowler. That's interesting, man. Ooh, I'm surprised Miami didn't take a look at him. Maybe they did. Interesting, man. But shout out to everybody. We're about to get started in just a moment. I'm just waiting on the panelists now. One of them said he's on his way right now. But anywho, guys, listen, man. The Miami Dolphins, man. What are we going to do with ourselves, guys? What are we going to do with ourselves? Let me see. What are we going to do with ourselves, man? We got to start winning some games for the fan base, man. We cannot go into this sense of just boredom and losing every week and being depressed about it. Fan base and other issues appears. I already read that. No notice from YouTube, but thanks to TD telling us this morning I'm here. I'm glad you're here, Stefan. YouTube is playing around, man. YouTube is playing around, man. They're not putting my notifications out tonight. They trying that at work. What y'all talking about today? We talking all type of stuff. This is our panel conversation. We're going to have some debates, and we're going to be letting guests come on later in the show. Hope Pittsburgh fails and beats the Bengals. Man, you need an international show, TD, a panel of Aussies and Brits. Hey, as long as they follow the Dolphins and they can talk Miami Dolphin football, we can do it. We can do it, Shifter. TD, you delusional. Only on Tuesdays, so lucky you. You caught me on a delusional day. Enjoy it, Joe Blow. Enjoy my delusion tonight. And if you can't take it, it's one button away, baby. Woo! You think they will go win this TD? Not at all, Arctic. Not at all. I can't see us losing every single game, bro. I can't see us losing every single game. No. I don't see it at all. We better not. I'll put it like that. We sure better not. We better not lose every game, man. That would really, really, really have me. Oh my gosh. TD, I cried. He said, TD, I cried after the game. Oh, no. No, man. Not tears. Come on, bro. It's going to be all right, man. Think about all the crying we're going to do next year from joy. The crying, the tears of joy next year, man. Come on, man. No tears, man. We all right, guys. We have to beat oh man, it's moving fast. We have to beat the Jets at least once. Man, at least twice. I want to beat them twice, man. I ain't playing those games with no Jets, man. I couldn't do it, man. The Jets, no, man. We got to beat them twice. We got to beat them twice. It's cool in here, man. Get my new pillow. My new boy. Oh, that's comfortable. Would you go winless if it's what was that? Would you go winless if it guarantees a playoff run next year? No, because it ain't gonna guarantee no playoff win next year. It don't even make sense. That's the ultimate hypothetical. Would you go winless if it guarantees a playoff spot next year? No. I don't want to be guaranteed a playoff spot. I want to win a Super Bowl. I want to win a Super Bowl, man. It's that simple. Super Bowl or bust. The Bengals is a win for us. Yeah, probably. We have a few issues because of this Neot. Oh, I don't know what that means. Neot? I don't know. Do you think we're going to win a game because you a fan or just because you really think? Yeah, I really think we're going to win a game. Guys, put it like this. A lot of the games we play, at least 3 of the games already, we did it to ourselves. Dropping balls, this, that, and this. We've been doing stuff to ourselves. You ain't got to be a fan to realize if they just get their act together, you're going to get some wins. You're going to get some wins. It's easy, man. EM said, TD, are you going to let me in? You scared? Bro, I don't see you. I don't see you backstage. I don't see you back. Maybe reconnect. I'm not sure. I hope we get Chase Young. We all do. I believe we all do. Not all of us, but a lot of us do. Maybe we get Joe Burrow would be awesome. Potentially. I mean, if Rosen doesn't work out. What up, EM?
What's good? What's good?
I'm good, homie. I see you got the Dolphin apparel on. That's what's up.
Yes, sir. Always. You already know.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, right now.
Sorry, I'm a little late, man. I just walked through the door.
You all good, bro. You all good. We're gonna end the stream promptly at 9:30 tonight because I have some stuff I have to get ready for tomorrow. So we pretty much got about 2 hours, but we're good on time. We're gonna talk about a few things, a lot of the conversations we had throughout the week. Right now, I'm just giving a few more people time to come in the room because YouTube didn't send a notification out.
That's what's up.
But we're coming up on 50 people in the room. Usually by now we're over 100. So we'll just hang out for about three more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
That'll work.
All right. And now, hey, unless you got something to say about what you thought about this weekend.
Man, I'm numb to this season, bro. As far as the win-loss total.
Mm-hmm.
I'm numb to that. I'm just looking forward to April. Well, excuse me, till March 1st, when free agency begins. I mean, I watch the game. You know, I still watch every game at least twice, but you know, it's just the same old. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to the off season, pretty much. So, but I will say this, and I don't want to get you riled up already. But I think our team, they're kind of tipping their cap to Mr. Tagovailoa, bro. If you notice, I watched this past Sunday's game. I watched it for the 3rd time yesterday. And did you see the different formations that they were implementing offensively during the game? The pistol. When have you ever seen Miami in the pistol formation?
I've seen it, but go ahead.
Well, since well, I'll put it like this: since I remember Adam Gase, he had a few formations. He would run that formation on occasion when Ryan Tannehill was there, but I'm talking about since, as far as well, the reason why I got my attention is because we have pretty much the same offense as the New England Patriots, and I'm like, when have you ever seen the Patriots do that?
Mm.
Never, it, to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but and also, you see the RPOs that they're implementing, and
Mm-hmm.
those are two foundational formation and plays that Alabama runs in their system. So now that's the conspiracy theorist to me talking.
So
It
they
could
get.
be nothing.
So in other words, they getting ready for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I hear you. All I'm saying, bro, is that it looked to me like they're tipping their cap just a little bit. Matter of fact, the first interception that Josh Rosen threw was off of RPO.
Mm-hmm. Look like one of them Tua formations. You right, throwing a pick. Not even So they might be getting ready for Tua. They like Rosen. You ain't got to look at your progressions. Just throw it to the first guy. We want
I
to
hear
see.
you.
We want to. We want to see what Tua gonna look like.
I hear you,
Eh,
bro. I hear you. I hear you. I wanted to get you round up early, so I wanted to get started a little early. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just to be honest with you, I'm numb to this season as far as the win loss total. I'm
mhm.
just ready to. I'm just looking for you know, little nuggets that I think we can take with us for next year and just move forward. But yeah, man, I'm just looking towards the off season. To be honest with you, for the most
Yeah. Well, this guy Joe Blow keep on trying to give me a hard time, man. He say Tunsil was traded because Tua is left-handed, needs elite right tackle. Be quiet, Joe Blow. Why would they not re-sign Juwan James then?
part. Yeah. Well,
Just
Jawan James ain't elite.
whatever, man. Whatever. This guy was a top right tackle in the league.
um, no, Jawan James. I think he was that. Well, I put it like this: he was not worth the highest paid right tackle in football. I put it like,
Man, put it like this: he's more proven and more reliable than anybody you would want to draft at right tackle. Coming
you think
straight
so?
out, yeah,
You think so?
absolutely, because he's not a liability. A draft pick, you gotta, I don't know.
Well,
At least
he,
he's not a liability.
yeah, I get it. I hear you. I agree with that. He was, yeah, he wasn't terrible. He wasn't, Dallas Thomas terrible. But I get it. So,
Man,
but yeah, man, I'm just ready for the off season. I'm ready for. But one thing, I got to be honest though, not to cut you off, TD, but
you good.
one thing that really bothered me, it was about these players and all these other people coming out and spewing venom at people who are embracing the quote unquote tank. You know what I mean? Jerome Baker coming out and saying about making a statement that if you're rooting for if you're embracing the tank, you're not a real fan, bro. How you gonna sit up here? First off, if I'm Stephen Ross, him and Daniel Kilgore are getting reprimanded for that because you are pissing off my customer base. At the end of the day, this is a business more so than anything, and they are sitting up here antagonizing and pissing off the customer base with statements like that. They would be
Good.
reprimanded, number one. And
No.
so two, if anybody, if they are mad at if it's anybody to be mad at, they need to be mad at Stephen Ross. Because I don't see what the outrage was. Stephen Ross told you when they fired Adam Gase at that press conference what his plans was. Did he not? He told the world that. So
He
why
didn't. He didn't say the plans were to just be losing. He
he
just
said
said that we're gonna rebuild. But at the end
he
of the
said
day, these players still want to win. But the fan base that's supposed to be behind you, cheering you on, giving you
he,
a boost, is hoping you lose.
he said Adam Gase did not want to lose, is what he said. He did not want to lose, and he did not want to be part of a rebuild, is what he said.
He did not say Adam Gase didn't want to lose. He said
Okay, well,
Adam.
somebody in the comment section, y'all go look that up. Pull that press conference up and listen to everything.
Yes, he said the difference was Adam Gase wanted to win now. There's a difference from wanting to lose and wanting to win now. Wanting to win now means trying to go for it all at the expense of the future. That don't mean he wanted Adam Gase to try to lose. He just understood that in 1 year, if they did it the right way, you weren't going to win 12 games. You weren't going to win a Super Bowl.
Another thing I need to clear up is the difference between tanking and quitting. Those are two different things, in my opinion. Tanking is what the front office did, scaling down, trading off all your talent, cutting all your, getting rid of, shedding salary, either cutting or trading away your top level talent on your team for whatever reason, scaling down your team to the bare bones. That's what tanking is. Quitting is when you're out there laying down. Those are two different things. And I think.
But they're not doing neither of those. They're rebuilding. See, the tanking is a convenient term for people who want to see us lose so that they can get something in return for it. Tanking comes with the notion of intentionally losing games, no matter if that's from the players, no matter if it's from the coaches, no matter if it's from the front office, intentionally losing games for a draft pick or a specific guy that you want. That's the term tanking is. They're not doing neither. So help me understand. What is rebuilding then? What is rebuilding?
Well, you can call it rebuilding. You can call it tanking. You can call it whatever you want.
There's a distinct difference. There's a distinct difference.
You can sprinkle whatever amount of sugar you want on whatever term you want to use. But at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. They scaled this team down. They got rid of all their for our team, relative to our team, they got rid of all of our top level talent for a reason. Okay,
but it's not the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Tanking and quitting, they're not quitting because you can see the players won't quit. The coaches, for the most part, will not quit. But tanking, to me, in my estimation, the definition of tanking is you are, quote unquote, tanking, rebuilding, or whatever. It is scaling your roster down, getting rid of bloated contract, bad contract that you deem.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They need to get they wanted to get our books cleared up. That's what they wanted to do. So what's the only way to do that? You get rid of any unwanted contract that you don't want, and especially you got a new coach, you have a new administration. You want to get rid of anybody that they deem will not be a part of of the future. So they scaled everything down. They're starting. They hit the reset button.
Bro, the drastic difference is this: GM, coach, and everybody sitting in the office together and they talking, and they're sitting right there in the office together. And Flores, just hypothetical, follow me here. If Flores is sitting there saying to Chris Greer, "Listen, man, I'm gonna be honest. I've already evaluated all these players. I don't like half of them. The other half, I don't like their contracts because it's going to hurt me from the plan that I want to execute. Listen, here's what I feel like we need to do. I want to pick my players. I want to rebuild this the way I want to rebuild it. So I want you, if you can go get me as many assets as you can for this player, that player, this player, that player, and this player. Go ahead and trade those guys. Get everything you can so I can use it for the guys that I want on this team. Now, I'm not intentionally sitting here looking for any particular person in the draft. Just give me as many assets so I can build the team that I'm going to build to make it a winner. I want to rebuild this the right way. So y'all want to hold on real quick. Y'all want to keep using the term tanking, but keep on ignoring the slight difference between the two. Tanking is literally trying to lose games without the intent of this so-called rebuild, how I just listed it. You're intentionally trying to lose games so that you can get a specific player or a specific draft pick. They're not trying to lose games.
Nobody said that. TD, I didn't say they were trying to lose games. What I said was, in my opinion, there's two different distinctions between tanking and quitting. Tanking is like I said, you can try to term it however you want to. At the end of the day, it all boils down to the same thing. You're getting rid of all.
There's a different. That's why it's two words instead of one. That's why it's two words. No words mean the same thing. That's why
Bro.
there are two different words in two different contexts.
Well, I guess we'll have to fundamentally disagree on
These
that point.
these are facts.
But what I said, well, in my opinion, they are two different distinctions between the two. Quitting and tanking. You can call it reset. You can call it tanking. You can call it rebuild. Whatever. It all amounts to, it's the same thing, bro. But as far as laying down and deliberately losing games, that's quitting. And I never said, and I never root for any. I would never root for my team to quit. But those, like I said, those are two different.
Yeah, but you started this conversation getting on the Miami Dolphin players, criticizing fans for intentionally saying they want us to lose.
That needs to stop, bro. Because
hold on. You just told me a difference here. You just outlined the difference between quitting and tanking, and you just told me what your definition of tanking was, and it had nothing to do with intentionally losing games.
Jerome Baker, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Jerome Baker said, if anybody, I'm paraphrasing, anyone that embraces a tank, you're not a real fan. Am I quoting him correctly, or am I wrong?
I actually don't know if you're quoting him correctly, but I will say this. I agree with him because the way people are using the context of tank is what he's talking about. The way you just put it.
That's why I wanted to clarify. There's two different distinctions. There's quitting and there's tanking. Rebuilding, reset, whatever you want to call it. There's two different distinctions.
Bro, there are two. Okay, if I'm going to go down your road with this and say there's two different distinctions, here's the difference in your world. But Jerome Baker ain't talking to you. He talking to the people using the term tanking in an intentional, like they're intentionally trying to lose games. Those are the people he's talking to.
Well, I might be taking his words out of context.
No, you are, but he's not taking the other people who are saying tanking. To put it like this: when you say the words tanking for, whoever you put behind that are the people he's talking to, because you're intentionally trying to lose games for a specific person.
Well, to be honest with you, even if that was the case, as far as Jerome Baker coming out and making statements like, how are you going to tell a fan that has been? I'm just saying in general. You got fans out here, bro, that have been fans of that team longer than he been alive. They have spent, thousands. It's no telling how much money they spent for paraphernalia, for trips that if they don't live in South Beach, trips back and forth. How many get-togethers they have over at their house to watch a Dolphins game? From the amount of money you gonna tell them.
My God!
Let me finish.
Go ahead. I can't wait to address this.
So you're going to tell them, because they want to embrace a process that could possibly put them in a better situation that they've been in the last 20 years. You going to tell them they not real fans? Bro, really?
Guess what? Don't spend your money on, but guess what? Don't spend your money on nothing you ain't going to support no matter what. Don't spend your money then. That's your choice. That's your loss. That's your loss. And you telling him to kick rocks, but at the end of the day, he the one on the field playing. He the one that needs your support. If you don't want to, this is why players ain't gonna want to come to Miami. And you making an excuse for the people who are main reasons why people won't want to come to Miami.
I'm gonna say this part.
Don't spend your money if you ain't gonna support them no matter what.
I say this for Daniel Kilgore. It could be Jerome Baker. It could be Anita Baker, for all I care. Kick rocks, bro. And first off, what they need to do is they need to start putting some better film out there. That's what they need to do. Because like I said, I watched the Washington game 3 times. For the third time the other day, whenever it was, and repeatedly, I keep seeing Jerome Baker on his back, bro. So he need to put some better film out there, is what he need to do, and stop worrying about whether or not people are loyal to their team or not. That needs to be said.
Hey,
so that bothered me.
Hey, guess what? He got every right to do what he want to do. Stephen Ross and them ain't gonna say a word to him, and all y'all gonna do is complain about what he's saying. And you know what he doing? You know what he doing though? EM Dolphin, hold on. You know what he doing? He telling you in your face, do something about it. What are you gonna do?
Well,
what are you gonna do? You gonna stop cheering us on? You already doing that. You already doing that.
Well, somebody needs to tell him in his face. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna play better?
You
Are
see
you
that?
gonna learn to get off block?
You
Are you
see
gonna
that?
get off?
You see what you just did?
Are you gonna get up off the ground?
You just said somebody need to tell him in his face. But guess what? That's why he got the upper hand. Nobody can tell him. He telling y'all though. He telling y'all though.
No, he ain't got no upper hand because he might not even be on the team next year. His
Hill.
position not solidified on the team.
Come
on, man. Box.
Who?
Jerome Baker.
Hey, if that's the case, then that's the case. But right now, basically all he doing is trolling y'all, and he getting back at y'all for something he don't like. And guess who winning that battle? Guess who winning that battle?
Okay.
Keep it 100. Who winning that battle? All he doing is trolling these fans who don't want to support them 100%, and he making them sting even more. How about we losing, and I'm gonna throw it in your face?
Those fans, all those fans are doing. They want change, bro. That's all they want.
How you gonna get change with asking to lose?
They are sick. They are sick and tired, bro. This is what teams do. They hit the reset button all the time. This is nothing.
I ain't asked what teams do. I asked what fans do. I ain't asked what teams do.
So for him to come out there and antagonize your customer base, I'm a small business owner here in Fort Worth.
They ain't his customers. So they ain't his customers.
I would never, ever do anything to enrage my customer base. That's insanity, bro. That's literally the definition of buffoonery is what that is.
Hey, the insanity is continuing to watch him after he did it. But guess what everybody gonna be doing on Sunday?
Yeah, they're not loyal to Jerome Baker, they're loyal to the team, bro.
Hey, okay. Are they loyal to the team? Are they?
Bro.
You don't even support the team, bro. They don't even support the team. The team going through his roughest time, and that's when they need the fan base the most, and they want them to lose. They wanting them to lose.
Because of players like Jerome Baker, who has not performed up to his draft status.
Bro, stop.
And stop antagonizing the fan base and get his game right.
So now you want to put it all on Jerome Baker. It's his fault.
He the only one that's coming out and speaking out. He the only one that said anything.
So now you want to put it on him though, like he's the reason. Hey, great one. You can hop in whenever you want. You muted on your side, by the way, man.
Oh, I was just gonna sit back and just let Ian just keep talking this bull job because I just can't believe he believed everything that he's saying out of his mouth for real.
Yeah, okay. Hey, great one. Real talk though. I've been following you for a minute, bro. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
I know. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
And I know you. And I know you mad. You've been wanting to get at me because I got at you the other day in your comment section with that foolishness. But it's all good though. It's all good, baby.
At least he acknowledging it was foolishness.
It's all good, baby. But anyway, like I said, at the end of the day, you cannot sit up here and tell these people. These people have been fans longer than he's been alive, bro. And you're gonna tell them because they want to embrace. They want to embrace a process that could possibly bring change.
You can't sell
years, bro. And you're gonna tell them they're not true fans. Come on, man. You know what their rebuttal to him needs to be? Well, you ain't no real player there because you straight robbing the Miami Dolphins. You are not earning your salary, young man.
You just said he can't sit up there and tell fans, but he did, and he said what?
And he's an idiot for that. And
guess what? Guess what?
If I was Stephen Ross, he would be reprimanded.
But you're not. That's why he don't care. For everybody who was upset about what he said, you ain't Stephen Ross. And he don't care. And he's still going to keep telling you.
Well, you know what? Those fans that don't give a flip about what his opinion is, whether or not that's telling him basically he can go kick rocks. They're saying that they have the same attitude. They don't care what Jerome Baker of all people. They don't care what he's saying. All I'm saying is he needs to stop because he's antagonizing his owner's customer base, and you do not do that in the world of business, bro.
And customers no, hold on, back up. You say you don't do it in the business world. I agree, unless you got a product where it don't matter. That's keep it 100. That's keep it 100. Unless you got a product that don't matter, it don't matter. They still gonna watch. That's keep it 100 about the NFL. It don't matter. They still gonna watch it. On top of it, the fans don't have a right to antagonize the employees.
Did you see them stands Sunday?
So what? That was gonna happen just from the win-loss. That was before they made comments.
Let it be another year of empty seats. Let it be another year.
What is it gonna matter? The NFL is share revenue. You think he care? You think Stephen Ross cared?
I know, but they still have
It's
to hold
only
their
two
own.
teams in this league that elected not to do share revenue.
I know it's shared revenue.
Cowboys and
I understand it's shared revenue, but they have to come to the table with something. They have to hold up their end of the bargain.
bruh, they don't care. That's on the NFL. You think Stephen Ross care? That check still coming through.
I tell you what, let him keep popping off at his mouth. Let him keep running his mouth.
Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Stephen Ross is gonna tell Chris Greer, hey man, get a hold of him. Put a muzzle on him. Tell him to shut his goddamn mouth. That's what we need to do.
Luckily, next year, all of that'll be changed anyway because we'll have a good team. And if Jerome Baker is in the middle of that making tackles and making plays, y'all going to be rooting him on and forget that it ever happened. Y'all going to be cheering X, Y, and Z. And he's still going to feel the same way if you don't support her. And you know what he probably going to do? When they winning, he going to say, I appreciate all the fans that stuck with us even when things were tough.
Get out of here, bro. All I'm saying is I just don't understand how you can tell you gonna sit up here and say they're not real fans, bro. When again, some fans that have been fans of Miami Dolphins been fans longer than that young man has been alive, bro. Spent thousands upon thousands of dollars over the years on paraphernalia for loyalty to their team. But you're gonna sit up here and tell them because they want to embrace something different to bring change for the better overall, for the better of the team. You got the nerve to sit up here with a straight face and tell them that they are not real fans, bro? Are you serious? I'm telling you, if I was Stephen Ross, oh my God.
Seriously, Logan? Hold on. I ain't getting no notification for that.
I don't believe that.
That is the definition of buffoonery, bro, is what that is. And Jerome Baker, of all people, I can see if it was a star, if it was X or somebody like that that's got cachet, that's an established player. That dude ain't done a darn. He could even be off the Miami Dolphins next year. And Daniel Kilgore, as far as he talking, you know he gonna be on the first train out of South Beach soon as the Super Bowl is over with. He definitely don't need to be opening his mouth about nobody. Put some better film out there. That's my message to him or anybody else that got a problem with fans that want to embrace change for the better overall of the team. Put some better field out there. Put some better film out there. That's what you do. That is utterly ridiculous,
first-round picks
bro.
for Jalen Ramsey.
What happened?
The Rams just traded for Jalen Ramsey for 2 first-round picks.
I see it.
Wow, you kidding me?
I'm trying to figure out why the Dolphins didn't make the trade for Marcus Peters. The Rams just gave him away for a bag of stale chips for a third-string linebacker.
Who they trade Marcus Peters to?
The Ravens for Kenny Young and an undisclosed draft pick. I was trying to figure out what the Rams was doing because
the Rams got Ramsey and they gave away 2 first-rounders and a 4th.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what they was doing since Talib went on injury reserve and them trading Peters didn't make any sense, but makes sense now.
All the sense in the world. Wow.
I'm not here to talk about nobody else's team, bro.
Hey man, listen.
If y'all gonna talk Rams or whoever it is y'all gonna talk, I'm gonna get off this stream and y'all let somebody else in my spot. I'm
about to get in on you real fast. I'm gonna let you talk for the last 30 minutes. It's about to be my turn.
Do your thing, great one. I got something for you too.
Okay, let's rewind it back to this whole Tua cult thing that you got going on. That's just driving me crazy, dog.
Hey, why y'all putting the Tua cult? Why y'all saying I'm number one in this fan club?
You are number one in this fan club. Have been multiple times where I've spied in on the stream a couple times, and I see you talking that nonsense. Tua's going number one to the Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, they need a quarterback, and Tua's gonna be the guy. Man,
but did you hear the whole statement I made? I said based off report of the link that have got our franchise linked to this prospect. That's what I said. Now, am I a fan of his game? Am I a fan of that prospect? Absolutely. I think he potentially could be a special on so many more levels than football. We've already talked about this, but that's just my personal opinion. But I'm basing everything I said about Tua Tagovailoa based on reports that I have read. And again, shout out to my boy Travis Wingfield on Locked On Dolphins. On my way home, I was listening to the podcast again today. I listen to it daily. So he had a I highly recommend that everyone, if you're a Dolphin fan, please subscribe to his podcast. He was talking about how his conversation he had with a Dolphin scout, and was gleaming about that prospect. So don't get mad at me. They the one putting that out there. So all I'm saying is, based off reports that have linked our franchise to this particular prospect, he looks like he's going to be the target come April, whenever the draft is.
Bro, do you know how many scouts have said that about several prospects already?
Well, okay, well that's fine, TD. I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm not worried about nobody else.
Exactly, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our team. We have 30 freaking something scouts, and you know how many of them are high on Chase Young, high on Espinosa, high on Delpit, high on this and that.
Well, I only go by people that I trust, and I told you that in the beginning. I only deal with individuals that I trust, and I'm doing is expressing. No, absolutely not. You know why? Because you and TD, y'all get y'all product from the same place. Because whatever it is y'all smoking, y'all goddamn mind.
Where we get our product from?
I get my product from my brain.
Goddamn mind, bro.
Lord, I get my product from my brain.
You get your same product from the same dispensary.
Lord.
Hey, all I do is sit back and evaluate the game, and I give you my opinion. That's just I get my product from my brain. But I'm gonna go ahead and say I do respect Travis Winfield, especially when it came down to when they bring in those Pro Football Focus, the Miami Dolphins analysts, because he did open my eyes on quite a few pass rushers in the past that didn't have that many sacks. But what you need to look at as far as pass rushers is how many hurry ups, and quarterback hits they actually have. So
great one.
Go ahead, Ian.
I'm gonna have to step away for a minute. I'll get back on here in a minute.
You good?
Hurry up.
All right.
Man, he's gonna really be heartbroken if Tua goes somewhere else first, man. Everybody's mouth's gonna come down.
I really just don't understand it. Like now, if we was to get it to a, what's gonna be the difference? The offensive line that needs to be addressed. That is an absolute. That's been a problem for the past. Well, shoot. How long Jake Long been gone? Since 2012, 2011?
Since Tannehill came in, I'll put it like that.
Yeah, since Tannehill came in. We sat back and shuffled so many offensive linemen. Jamil Douglas, Dallas Thomas, Billy Turner, he playing for the Packers. He looked terrible. Who else been sitting back there that we rotated up in there? It's just so many offensive linemen that I can't even count anymore.
Everybody, yes, on Incognitos in the world, Jonathan Martins of the world. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
And going back to that whole trade up for Deion Jordan, I wanted him to draft Lane Johnson. That's what I was like. All right, bet they make it a smart move. They traded up. They're gonna get Lane Johnson. They get Deion, which I don't understand that move at all. Jeff Ireland, I thank God he's gone. But nah, I don't see it. If we actually do have the first overall pick, I see us trading that first overall pick, depending on where the next possible best chance of need is for the Dolphins, whether it be pass rusher or offensive lineman. If they do project in the top 5, then yeah, I would probably say stay at number 1 and draft a pass rusher or offensive lineman. But if they not, I would say just trade back, get another first round pick. Or 2 extra first round picks, because draft capital for the first overall pick is extremely high. But I don't see us getting a quarterback. I think Rosen is the guy, to be honest with you, regardless of what happened on Sunday, because that was just abysmal. He got sacked like 5 times in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really gonna put that on Josh Rosen? I know him getting the playbook down is a little bit he a little slow with that, but. Miami just got to put him in better positions for him to succeed, to be honest with you.
And people don't care about that. That's the crazy thing. They don't care about the stuff around him. They don't care what's going on around him. They just think that he's supposed to be the answer for it all, when no quarterback in the league is the answer for it all. And,
right.
it baffles me, man.
And, Mike, no, I'm not on drugs, because there was an interview before the season started, Mike, where Chad O'Shea basically stated that there's a lot of things that take place in a quarterback's accuracy. It's number 1, the offensive line has to block. Number 2, the receivers have to get off on their routes on time. And number 3, get back to me on number 3. But you get what I'm saying though. The offensive line ain't blocking. You can't make a accurate throw. Excuse me, accurate throw. Oh, EM trying to get back in. Please send him back in so I can school him real fast.
He is?
Yeah, he back up here.
Oh, he says send the link. Hold on. Oh.
I'm just saying, Joseph and Mike, let me put it to you like this. When Josh Rosen had time in the pocket, was he able to make an accurate throw? Answer that question for me, please.
Who was it?
Josh Rosen. When he has time in the pocket, is he able to make the accurate throw?
Yeah. Who you asking?
I was asking Mike and who was the other person that said that we smoking because they think they think we smoking.
He said Fitzpatrick had same line. No, that line at the end of the game was giving Fitzpatrick time, and he was making plays.
I think adrenaline played a big factor in that too as well because the game was close. We went down the field. The defense made some big plays. So they actually started putting a little bit more heart into it towards the end of the game. So I wouldn't put too much into that. But Josh Rosen getting sacked 5 times in the first quarter, that can't be ignored.
Exactly. And somebody said Russell Wilson throws accurate passes without an offensive line. Stop lying, because their offensive line has 7 people on it every play. That's part of the reason. And also they run a heavy play action, which automatically slows down the pass rush. It's built that way for Russell Wilson. And the man only throws 22 times a game pretty much.
Yeah, they lead. They like top 5 in rushing too. Gotta think about that too. Where we at last? If not, we got to be at the bottom 5. Can't be no higher than the bottom 5.
Last I saw it was 31.
31. So we second to last right now. So with them having top 5 in rushing, they actually have defenses actually have a reason to try and stop the run before they try to stop Russell Wilson scrambling outside the pocket and improvising, throwing the football down the field. I was reading this comment. 1 second here.
He's actually.
Yeah, this mug be rolling.
Actually, when he had time last game, he threw 2 picks. I don't know who he's talking about.
Who you talking about? Josh Rosen?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm just saying, we just played the Redskins. He throws 2 picks. Now y'all want to kick him out already? What about against the Dallas Cowboys? He played somewhat of a decent game against the Dallas Cowboys. I'd like to see him finish games, but he played somewhat of a decent game. He ain't throw a pick in that game. Who we played the week before? The Chargers. He played somewhat of a decent game in the first half too. Didn't throw a pick.
Mm-hmm.
So give the man time. Let's see what we can do with offensive line. Got doing the same thing that y'all was doing with Ryan Tannehill last year and over the past decade, where he hold on to the ball too long. But the boy take care of the football. That's one thing. Rosen takes care of the football. He just had 1 bad game against the Redskins, and we just won't get rid of him. We just like, you know what? He's a terrible quarterback. Let's move on.
Hold on. EM say it's not letting him in. Hit the link, EM. I don't know why it's not letting you in, bro. You've been in already. Maybe he shut it down and restarted, but it should be letting you in, no problem.
Yeah, I was gonna try to talk to Ian about this RPO nonsense he was talking about earlier too, because I don't think that has nothing to do with Tua. Honestly, I just think that they stated that at this point they're trying to do anything to get some type of offense going, and due to the offensive line struggling the way that they are, the RPO is the best. It was one of the best plays as far as getting the ball out quickly, so Josh Rosen can get some easier reads. What's going on, 55 book?
Hold on.
He said he's trying. He said,
yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, the link is right there. The link. Let me put the link in. What's your thoughts on Ramsey, bro? While we trying to get EM back in the room?
Ramsey being traded to the Rams?
Yeah.
Well, right now the Los Angeles Rams, they struggling on defense. They need a defensive back because obviously Marcus Peters was struggling, hence why he ended up getting traded to the Baltimore Ravens. So I think adding Jalen Ramsey to the Rams should elevate them. But to be quite honest with you, I'm not a fan of Jared Goff, so I don't think they're going to end up coming out of the NFC West anyway.
Yeah, but is Goff not good enough?
No, he's terrible.
So terrible still goes to the Super Bowl.
No, it actually goes back to when we played them a couple years back. You remember that game?
Mm-hmm.
I watched Jared Goff play, and like he really did not look like a first overall pick. I just feel like him being in that Sean McVay offense the first 2 years, that did help him a lot. But as we saw with quarterbacks over the years, head coaches and defensive coordinators, they learn to adapt to how quarterbacks play. And I think Jared Goff just can't take his game to the next level.
Yeah, but still went to the Super Bowl though. Was good enough to go to the Super Bowl.
That's true. That's true. But at this point, right now, after what I've seen from Jared Goff and so far this season, I'm just not impressed. I'm just not a fan of Jared Goff.
Yeah, I'm not calling him anything close to elite or great, but good enough ain't a good title for him.
Okay, we can give him good enough, but the money that he got, that's elite money. I believe it was like $114 million he got. So them paying him, that they're paying him to be elite. Like good enough will be successful in this league.
No, you're right. I mean, I'm one of the main proponents to talk about the money. To get a guy that kind of money, I always say if you're giving them that kind of money, then your team is going to start to decline from what it did the year before you didn't. And it's already looking that way. So we'll see. We'll let time tell that one out.
Right.
I don't know why EM can't get in the room. He said he had him having problems, and now I haven't seen him in the chat in a while. But this Ramsey deal is kind of crazy, man, because if you got what's up, Max? If you got Peters out there, I mean, was this like a one-on-one type deal, like last-minute deal they wanted to hurry up and make happen? Because why weren't the Dolphins players in this?
Yeah, you know, that's what I was thinking earlier today. I was like, hold on, you gave up. The Baltimore Ravens literally just gave up Kenny Young. He's a third-string linebacker, and they gave him a disclosed draft pick. The Dolphins could have offered up so much more than that. Not to say that they should have, but they could have offered so much more than that. We need a corner because based off of what happened Sunday, looking at these corners that we have on our current roster, Xavier Howard didn't end up playing because he's been having his lingering knee injury. But Jamal Wiltz, he came from the New England Patriots practice squad. Chris Lamons, he's an undrafted rookie. You got Eric Rowe. He actually looked somewhat decent this past Sunday. I was shocked. Who was else out there playing this past Sunday? Man, who was out there playing Sunday? Lost my train of thought just now. But you get what I'm saying. All these bugs are bottom feeders. We out here playing man-to-man defense. We need some corner help bad. Hopefully Tankersley coming off of the injury reserve list will help us out because I really think he can ball. Nick Needham. Thank you, Stanley. Nick Needham. He's an undrafted free agent. So we basically have no experience outside on boundary corner. We run a man-to-man defense.
For the life of me. We're Rip Tupac. Nick Needham, his guy.
He said Nick Needham, his guy.
Yeah, man. He been crying. He been whining about they need to start Nick Needham.
Oh boy.
Jags going to trade their 2 first-rounder for Xavier Howard. No, that ain't gonna happen. That is not gonna happen. But I will tell you this. The Jags now have 2 first-round picks. The Jags now have the capital. Does the Jags need a quarterback of the future?
That's interesting because they just ended up paying
Nick
Foles $84 million to be their starter, but Gardner Minshew's actually playing fairly well. So,
but how much guaranteed?
I think it was like 50-something guaranteed.
So they stuck themselves for 2 years for sure.
Oh yeah, so that's going to be very interesting moving forward. What they do.
So what if you have the situation of, that happening? Then they go and draft the QB and sit him for the year like they did with Mahomes.
Man, that's the thing though. You got Nick Foles on the books. Nobody's going to trade for that contract. I don't even think Nick Foles is that good, to be honest with you. So nobody's going to trade for that contract.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Nick Foles' guaranteed money is only going to carry him 2 years. So this is 1 year, and next year is another year, and they could sit their quarterback just like Mahomes was sat for a year.
They could do that.
I mean, it's possible, but I think they're going after the receiver, man. What's up, EM? You back?
Yes, sir. Man, I don't know what was going on, bro.
No, I think I had a bad link. I don't know why. And then I just pulled up a new link, and I guess it's working. It's working now.
I don't want to hear that. You and Great one over there conspiring against me. That's all that is.
I'm gonna get to you in a second, EM Dolphins fan. I was gonna answer somebody else's question about what Bobby McCain said. I respect what he said. He's being straight up honest about what the team is doing. They're going out there, they playing hard, and it's frustrating as a Miami Dolphins fan, me especially, when I have to go into work and I hear people saying, "Look, I think our local high school team is a better team than the Miami Dolphins. Look, I think you guys could go to the XFL and we would still lose." That's embarrassing. That's literally embarrassing.
That's agreed. I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. I'm not. This is not. I take no comfort in this season,
but
bro.
You take it for Tua though.
Hey, no. Well, I'll put it like this. Hang on, hang on. Sorry about that. I had got a call, but here's my honest opinion on this season. Okay, I don't like it. It hurts, but I think us taking a step back and considering how this season, I'm talking about the off season, has unfolded, I'm willing to accept it. I don't like it, but I will accept it. I have to accept it. But us taking a step back this year, I think it'll be worth it for the future. And not just necessarily Tua, but I mean we will be with the resources that we have accumulated, that we have going into next year, we will have an opportunity, an unprecedented opportunity to improve our team overnight. Like I said, I think we can have a quick turnaround. Now, is it worth it? Is it worth the sacrifice this year? Absolutely. Because you're doing the same. And this is what I can't understand, y'all fans, how y'all were saying about how, you wanted to keep Tannehill. You wanted to keep doing the exact same thing over and over again. But when the season is over with and we wind up being 5-11, 6-10, or 7-9, y'all are the main ones whining about what we're not doing. So you can't sit here and get mad at them for wanting to implement a different process in order to get better. How are you going to sit here and get mad at them?
Bro,
wait a minute.
You want a different process. It's just which one. We mad at the one that they want.
Look, as far as how Tannehill went, he sealed his fate when he threw that pick six to Telvin Smith in the Jacksonville Jaguars game last year. I already knew he was going after that game. So, with that being said,
hey, is my volume all right, fellas? Is my volume all right?
Yeah, we can hear you. We just can't see you. I want to see your face.
Hang on, man. Hang on one sec, bro.
Well, I'm a Tannehill supporter. I wish it well. Honestly, I felt like the way the Miami Dolphins did it was kind of dirty. But at the end of the day, at the end of the 2018 season, I knew he was going to be gone. Now, moving forward, you're not doing us any favors by not protecting the quarterback either.
I don't know, bro. My volume, dude. I don't know what's TD. I don't know what's going on, bro. But I could barely hear a great one.
Oh, I mean, I can hear everybody just fine.
Come on, Zachary. Don't tell me you're on the Colt too. Don't be on the EM Colt fan.
It might be on your end, bro.
Okay. Shoot. Well, I mean, I can hear you, but it's like, it's somewhat, it's real low. But so I don't know what happened.
We'll try to speak up. We'll try to speak up a little, and if it still don't work, just come out and come back in if you can. All right.
Okay. All right.
Look, folks. Look, to be honest with you, when Tannehill was drafted in 2012, I didn't want the Dolphins to draft Tannehill because they said he was a raw prospect. Y'all all heard it. He was a raw prospect. Honestly, I wanted Matt Moore to be the starter because he went on like a 5-game winning streak in that 2011 season. So I wanted Matt Moore to be the guy. Obviously, Jeff Ireland didn't want to do that, so he drafted Tannehill. I said, you know what? It's gonna take some time. Okay, I'm cool. I'm on board with this. But from the time Tannehill has been in the league with Joe Philbin, which was probably one of the worst Miami Dolphins coaches of all time, to be quite honest with you, trading away all the weapons, got rid of Brandon Marshall, got rid of who else did he trade away?
Everybody.
He traded away everybody that season. So, like, I made our offense so predictable that first year, and, like, he still did not address the offensive line. That offensive line has not been addressed. Until that offensive line is addressed, the jury is still out on Ryan Tannehill. We'll see what he does next week because I believe he's going to be the starter for the Titans.
It's out on everybody we ever had with that offensive line. That's the problem that I have. I mean, every quarterback is an unfair situation. It's unfair, man.
Well,
and I don't care if we brought Tua in, bro. If they had that offensive line, it ain't gonna matter.
Well, I somewhat agree, but I somewhat disagree as well. If that makes sense. But my opinion on Ryan Tannehill, I was done defending Tannehill after year 5. He's just not that guy, bro. I'm anxious to see what he does with Tennessee because that's a much better line than he probably ever had while he was here in Miami. So I'm anxious to see what he does. So
I'm glad you brought that up, Zachary. I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead, Ian.
So I'm anxious to see what he does for primarily. So when he bombs, all y'all Ryan Tannehill fans saying we didn't do this, y'all can finally shut up.
We can. We can. That's why I've always said when they say, so what was Ryan Tannehill? Was he a bust? I always went with the jury of I don't know. I don't know if he was a bust or not because I've never seen him in a situation like Patrick Mahomes. I've never seen him in a situation like Russell Wilson or Tom Brady or any of the hell, even freaking the Rams quarterback now. I've never seen him in that situation. Great defense, offensive line that blocks. So I don't know, but I tell you what, I hope he does start with Tennessee. I hope he does get the chance to start because if he ain't winning games with Tennessee and he ain't making a difference, then I'm I got my answer.
Will y'all finally be quiet?
Absolutely.
We did not know.
Absolutely. But what are you gonna say? But what about the flip side, EM? What you gonna say if he ball out and lead him to the playoffs?
If he what's that now? Say it again, bro.
So what's gonna happen if he lead him to the playoffs?
I'll give him his credit. I'll say, well, hey, man, maybe I need to reassess Ryan Tannehill's game.
Maybe you need to reassess quarterbacks in general.
Bingo. No, I don't think so. I was just gonna say, no, you don't need to reassess Ryan Tannehill. You need to reassess how you look at quarterbacks in the situation they're in.
First off, can you define him? Can you honestly sit up here and define how I look at quarterbacks? Can you honestly say that? Why? Because I'm impressed with this prospect.
No. This has nothing to do.
So how do you think I look at quarterbacks?
That's the thing. This is how you look at quarterbacks. You just look at quarterbacks. You don't look at what's around them, what makes them great, what makes them sorry. You don't look at none of that. You don't look at Tua and all the weapons he got.
I have been consistent. If for people that really listen to what I say, I have been consistent in my point in the evaluation with this particular prospect. I don't even pay attention to. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't pay attention to. It's obvious he's on a talented team, but every top 10 team is on a talented team, bro. So this is what I told you last week when you repeatedly said I didn't answer your question. What I told you. When y'all are heaping praise on Judy, the wide receiver for Alabama, and I said you can use that same argument with him, and your rebuttal to me was
no, you can't.
I forget. Okay, why can't you? Does he not have other first round prospect wide receivers playing on the other side of him? Does he not have according to you A+ offensive line?
You see what I'm talking about?
Hang on. Let me finish. Hang on.
Okay.
Go ahead. Hang on. Let me finish.
You're right.
Does he not have a blue chip quarterback throwing him the ball? Does he not have a A-plus blue chip tight end. So you can use that same argument with him because if he is playing with a team full of blue chip talent, a team that's scheming to stop them should not exert 100% of their resources just primarily on him because they got so many other things to worry about. That was my point.
Can I answer it?
And you kept saying last week, I'm not answering your question. I don't know how do I answer your question?
Huh?
How what I just said and what I said last week, how was that not answering your question last week?
You asked me how can you not use the same example with Tua? Right?
What I said was the same the amongst you all now, not everybody, but amongst y'all.
You can use the same argument.
Y'all keep saying that he has blue chip talent. Now, you didn't say that verbatim, but from what I gather from your points that you make about Tua when you all are evaluating him, y'all are saying he's basically good because of what he has around him, which is what I gather from what you all said.
I didn't say that.
So what I said was Judy, that wide receiver or any high-rated prospect that's on a top 10 team, they are playing with blue chip talent. All of them are. So you can use that same argument for any player. So my question, my point to you guys is please come up with a different excuse. That's why I tell y'all stop watching highlights, stop clicking.
I didn't tell you about reason why I didn't want to.
Hang on, let me finish. I'll get to you in a minute, great one. Well,
I'm still trying to respond to you, but you just keep going.
Okay, hang on. I'll get to you, not so great one, here in a minute. But my point is, stop watching, clicking highlights on Saturday and get your behind in front of somebody that knows what they're talking about and how to break down film and show you what you're not seeing. That's my
Okay, can I respond now?
Go ahead. The floor is yours, General.
Thank you. First of all, just because you sit on here and make false assumptions about what other people do don't make it correct, okay? Which everything you just said isn't correct.
False assumptions? What false assumptions?
Like, stop just watching highlights. I don't just watch highlights. Let's get that straight now.
Okay,
go ahead. I paid $24 a month for the NFL film study.
Well, do you have a background in scouting players? Do you have in player evaluation? Do you have on that level? Do you have a background in that?
Bro,
if you do, I will retract that statement.
Bro, can I finish?
But go ahead. The floor is yours, General.
Let me tell you how you can't use the same argument with Jerry Jeudy that you can use with Tua.
Okay.
Like I previously stated, Tua does need his offensive line to block for him. First of all, let me say this before I even get started. I never said Tua was good because of what he had around him. I said that it helps. And also, there is questions that I don't know about him because he has all the talent around him.
Which is why I said that your questions.
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Now, in regards to Jerry Jeudy, now Tua Tagovailoa, listen, the man needs his offensive line to block for him because he throwing the ball after 4 or 5 seconds in a lot of cases, waiting on the deep ball when or half of the short routes be open too. But he got the time to wait on the deep ball. He got the receivers. He has the tight end. He got the running game. He got the full 9 yards, right? Now, Jerry Jeudy, on the other hand, let me tell you why it doesn't matter. We don't care if an offensive line can't block for the quarterback to get the receiver the ball because the receiver never gets blamed for that. We understand that. We don't care if you ain't got a good running game. That ain't helping us evaluate the receiver. But when it comes to that receiver running his routes man to man, Jerry Jeudy burning every single thing that's ignitable. He's burning He's burning every single thing that's ignitable. Not only is he burning it, he's burning it by separation. And let me go out on a limb to say something even further about this. Jerry Jeudy might even be better if Tua Tagovailoa would stop overthrowing him on some of the wide open passes.
Well,
so that could be evaluated to tell you straight up, Tua actually might be holding him back.
So basically, you're going off of his. Basically,
they don't show that in highlights. By the way, Tua missing him by 8 yards, overthrowing deep balls, and it happened. You see it almost every game this season. Tell me I'm wrong that this man don't be overthrowing overthrowing him sometimes. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. Well, so you're basically okay. So I'm clear now. So I'm clear on your point. You're basically saying the reason why my point I made is irrelevant is because you're going off his physical talent, right? Is what you're saying.
I'm going off of 1 by 1, you against your man. If I can see Tua play a tough defense and have to thread the needle all the time, then I'll give him the individual credit.
That is what I'm asking you a question, TD. So I'm clear, bro. So I can issue my rebuttal. All I'm asking you again. So what you're saying is the reason why my point that I made about the comparison is irrelevant is because Jerry Jeudy's individual physical ability, right?
No.
His skill of route running, his speed, his height, his weight, everything, right? Is what you're saying, right?
No. It's his ability to be open at will regardless of who he plays, even against top defenders.
Well, bro, that's his physical ability.
Even against ability. No, it's just his skill. It's just his skill.
That's his physical. That encompasses. That falls under that umbrella of physical ability.
It falls under the umbrella, but skill is broader. It's more than just his physicality.
Well, okay. Well,
his
route running
ain't physicality.
Okay. Well, I'll disagree with you on that, but that's irrelevant. So my point to you is, okay, my rebuttal to you on my point about Tua is this. Okay, I am not going. I thought that I was clear on my point that I was trying to make about this prospect. All I said was these individuals who I trust, and I text you and I told you I got 18 film studies on this prospect. Would you like for me to send them to you? I didn't hear a response from you.
Bro, first of all, you already sent them to me, and I told you I saw all of those.
No. I sent you one.
And what did I reply to you? I saw that and more.
Okay. You said what you said was they're trying to spin. You said you've seen highlights of that, and they're trying to use that to spin a false narrative about this prospect. Is what your response was. But that's fine. That's fine. But anyway, like I said,
a false narrative. I never said that. What are you talking about?
Well, do you want me to put the text message on screen? I'm looking. I can pull
it up. Yeah. Please tell me what I said in what context. What are you talking about?
Hang on.
My thing is though, Ian,
can you hear me? Can
y'all scouts come out and say that a quarterback is meant to be a double one overall?
Okay, but hey, hang on. Let me finish what I was saying. I don't want this stream to click off, bro. I don't want to click on that. And but anyway, but like I was saying, these people who, like I said, you don't have to trust them. You can take their word at like a grain of salt. All I'm saying is these are individuals that I trust over the years that I've been following, and they've been spot on about the majority of their assessments of college prospects making that jump from college to pros, and they've been wrong on a lot of them too. So it's not the draft and the player evaluation is not an exact science, bro. It's a crapshoot. It is a crapshoot on any prospect. So this notion. So my point about Tua is why these individuals are enamored with his skill set is because his individual skill set, his mechanics, his ability to get off platform, reset in a matter of faster than everyone else, and able to put the ball in places that he at this stage he's the only one that's doing that. It's all of those things. It's the pre-snap. It's about setting protections. Identifying, quote unquote, identifying the mic, something that Josh Rosen can't do, by the way. But anyway, it's all of these things that encompass a prospect along with the arm talent, along with the athletic ability, which is why they rate this prospect so high. And now that's all they're doing is they are grading him based on their system that they have in place to evaluate college talent, and they're telling you based off his grades, he is the highest graded prospect since Andrew Luck. That's all they're saying, and they're showing you why. All of the things that you don't see on Saturday, all the things that you don't even know what to look for. That's why I'm telling you, unless you got a background in scouting, in player evaluation like these individuals do, bro, you cannot sit up here wholeheartedly with a straight face and disregard what they have to say because you don't agree with what they're saying because you don't know what you're looking at. That's why my response to all of these fans, when they keep coming out with this negative, making general statements and talking a bunch of foolishness, that's my primary response is you don't know what you're looking at. So I challenge anybody. Put yourself in front of people that do know what they're talking about. I've been consistent about that since day one. That's it. Period.
So what's your beef with me again?
Well, I ain't got no beef with you. Not so great one. I ain't got no beef with you, bro. I've been following you I've been on your streams before, bro. I ain't got no beef with you. All I said was you need to stop with this foolishness about, clowning fans and stuff for quote unquote embracing the tank. You need to stop that foolishness. But I don't have no beef with you. I disagree with your assessment on because you obviously disagree with the plan that was put in place this year. And my thing to you is well, not just you, but anybody that's criticizing other people that are with the implementation of this plan that they have put in place this year. People need to stop spewing venom in their direction because they fans just like everybody else. You cannot sit up here and point the finger at and say, shame on you, you're not a real fan after the money, the emotions, the investment they have made in this team over the years. Anybody, not you, bro. I'm just not, singling you out. I'm saying anybody. You should not mumble a negative word towards any fan, bro. You can't sit up there and say that to people, bro. Just because they want change and they're willing to do that ought to tell you how desperate we are as fans. That ought to tell you how desperate. So
for the record, you're in favor for the Miami Dolphins to lose all 16 games, correct?
My thing, like I said before, did you listen to me earlier? What I said was, I don't like it. It's killing on Madden stats, bro. It's killing on Madden game. And it's funny how you don't accept any of my Madden challenges online. But that's another discussion for another great one. But I got something for you on that end.
Hey, I'm about to start streaming again. I should be paid to be playing with the Dolphins. I'm on an 8-game winning streak right now with the Dolphins.
I hear you, bro. I need
to start getting paid again because I shouldn't be doing this for free. I shouldn't be doing it for free.
I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. All I'm saying is, bro, I'm not with it. But at the end of the day, what can we all do? You have to accept it, and all we can do is hope for the best. All we can do is entrust the people that have been put in place for this reset. I call it a reset. It ain't no tank. It ain't no quitting. I call it a reset. For this reset, that's all we can do is hope for the best, bro. But I do agree with a lot of the decisions that they made. I mean, the offseason.
Can you give me a rundown of the decisions that they made, please? Can we go by that step by step? Because you lost me. You really lost me.
Number one, trimming. Getting our books right. The salary cap. That's number one. You got to get your books right before you make any moves.
With who? Who should have been taken off the roster? Let me ask you that. Who should have been taken off the roster?
Robert Quinn.
No.
They got an asset for him. They got an asset. He's a 30-year-old pass rusher, bro.
No.
In theory.
No.
If hang on, great one. Let me ask you this. If Robert Quinn is 31 years old, okay, if this team, they already knew when they fired Adam Gase, they were going to hit the reset button. So if you know a 31-year-old pass rusher, and on top of that, he's the shell of what he used to be, in my opinion. He's a shell of what he was. Huh?
How old is John Jenkins?
Well, that's a stopgap player. That's a cheap stopgap player. Robert Quinn was expensive. His contract that he had he was not living up to it, bro. Period.
Yeah,
that's number one.
He was hurt. He was hurt for the majority of the season. And the last 6 games of the season, he was averaging a sack a game. So he was getting healthier. Due to the pass rushers we have on this roster right now, they're not getting to the quarterback at all.
Okay,
so at least have him there. Hey, Mr. Ballgame, I've been looking forward to talking to you too, my man. What's going on? But
okay, I hear you.
But I'm just saying, like, you don't get rid of players when you don't have a contingency plan there in place already.
You know what the contingency plan is? The contingency plan is draft assets. That's the contingency plan. Because I told you, if you know you're going into a season and you're going to hit the reset button, anybody that you deemed is not going to be a part, in theory now I think we can be competitive a lot sooner. But in theory, they said in 3 years, this team will be up and running and ready to compete.
Now, I'm all for I was all for Robert Quinn being traded.
He had a year left on his contract. You couldn't hold him for one more year.
But check this out.
But check this out.
Exactly. You got the asset. That's why I told you that's the contingency plan, bro.
What did you get for him?
You got a 4th round pick for Robert Quinn, in which you were gonna cut him anyway.
Is that 4th round pick going to play? Answer that question.
You don't know that. Hey, Trey Flowers was a 4th round pick, bro, and he was the number 1 free agent going into last year. Trey Flowers from Arkansas. Shout out to the Razorbacks, baby. He
might be our
a
next
4th
quarterback.
round pick.
The 4th round pick might be our next quarterback.
Okay, well that's fine.
I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope it ain't Tua. I hope it ain't Tua.
But Trey Flowers, the All-Pro, he was a 4th round pick out of Arkansas.
So it may work out. Mr. Ball Game in the room. Let's get him some time on here.
So we still talking about Tua, I see.
They talking about Tua. They talking about Tua. They won't let it. And I talk about Tua. They won't let it die, bro.
I'm just saying, Ian. Like we just saw Jameis Winston. He playing terrible. He was a 1st overall pick.
Okay.
Marcus Mariota. Everybody was high on Marcus Mariota. He was the 2nd overall pick in that same draft. He just got in. I'm just saying, RG3, where he at? He on the bench.
So what's your solution? Stop drafting quarterbacks because they flamed out?
What I'm saying to you is you need to prioritize your needs. You just sit back and just skipping all the way up into the quarterback like that's the main need, like that's gonna fix
it is. Because if you don't have a good one, you don't have a chance, bro.
All right. Let me interject something here. So, TD, first off, thanks for the parking pad, brother. That was solid, man.
You're good, bro.
Yeah. Secondly, I sat there on Sunday at the game, section 154, row 9, seat 3. Beautiful seats, watching the entire game unfold. I had my notepad and everything out. My wife thought I was crazy because she was like, we can't enjoy the game. I said, baby, this is work for me. So you got to bear with me a little bit. Now, I'm sitting there the entire time watching the game unfold. And I told my wife, I said, I feel like from the first snap we had offensively, I said, Josh ain't gonna make it through this game. Not the way they doing. I said, and he getting hit too much. They're gonna wind up pulling him. She was like, no, he'll be fine. Lo and behold, Fitzpatrick gets in the game. Lo and behold, some line block better.
That's fine. That's fine, babe. Okay.
Lo and behold, we rally back. They go for the 2-point conversion, don't get it, and we lose the game. Now, out of this game on Sunday, I saw 3 important things that I have to address. One is I got to take my hat off to the defense. I don't care what most people say about Washington Redskins. Washington Redskins have a veteran group of solid NFL players on that team. And our young group of Band of brothers, guys that we picked up off the street, guys that nobody really cares to keep on this squad and on this roster, held their own against those guys for those 4 quarters that I talked about from last week. They gave us 4 solid quarters on defense. I ain't mad at them at this point. I saw a huge turnaround in terms of their energy, their get off. They didn't provide in sacks, they provided in pressures, and I was okay with that. They actually held up a little bit better than I thought they would with Adrian in the run game. But
you know why? That's because Roquan was in there.
Hold on. Who?
Go ahead.
Who was it?
I said that's because they had Roquan play the majority of the snaps in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to get to that. That's my second point. My second point is the guy that we had cast off and most people had thought wasn't going to actually be nothing at all was the main reason why the run game was ceased to exist for the most part for the Washington Redskins. Raekwon McMillan had an outstanding game. He was all over the field, sideline to sideline, in the backfield a couple times, making tackles. So that leads me back to the third piece, which was we got to still be patient, man. I saw just the excitement and the fire from the defense on Sunday lets me believe that they're not intentionally tanking. I don't care what I said. I felt the energy in the big. They're not intentionally tanking. What's happening is that we're still going through the growing pains of some coaching decisions that aren't really aligned with what we should be doing right there in those periods and times in the game. The biggest thing I think, and this is gonna take me back to what he's been saying all along about Tua is. I'm still on the fence about taking a quarterback, but I watched the kid play on Saturday. Right, I spent my whole Saturday pretty much with my phone in my hand, walking around South Beach with my wife, paid for the little app and everything to watch the Alabama game and all. And I watched all of the highlights, and then I went back to the hotel later that night after, because of my wife's birthday and everything. Once I put her to sleep.
Happy birthday.
I watched more of the footage because I had a buddy of mine that he did some chop up, so he sent that over to me. The kid, you're right. The kid is special. I think he is. I think you're right in that aspect. I'm still not 100% sold though, only because I need to see him. I need to see him against the cream of the crop, which will be that November 9th game for LSU. My thought process still doesn't change though, in terms of even if we get him, even if we bring him in, we have to, without a shadow of a doubt, we have to find the assets in free agency to protect him as well as draft well. And if we don't do any of that, Tua is going to be like Mariota, like Andrew Luck for the first couple of years of his career, and it won't matter. So they can grade him out as high as they want. They can say that he's the next thing closest to John Elway coming out. They can do all of that. But what John Elway had, what Marino had for a period of time, what all the great passers had were offensive lines that were solid and true from left tackle to right tackle. That ain't what we got. So until we do that first, Tua is just going to be like anybody else standing back there. I don't care how fast his release is. And by the time he get the ball, somebody is standing on his chest plate. It ain't going to matter. And what on Sunday was a clear indicator to me that if we don't show up this offensive line first, it ain't going to matter who it is. And if we spend a pick on him, that's one less asset that we can do to protect whatever the quarterback is. Now,
Mr. Ballgame.
Let me finish.
Oh, go ahead.
I strongly believe that there's another suitor out there that wants him more than us. I've been watching, I've been listening, watching the back wide, watching the back behind the scenes stuff, and the Cincinnati Bengals are ready to be done with Andy Dalton, and they will be willing to move heaven and earth to get into the spot to be able to draft this kid. Now, my thought process is if you want a quarterback, it doesn't have to necessarily be this kid because we still haven't done the whole full research on, and this process is going to take us 2 to 3 years anyway. Why does it have to be this year that we grab one? The kid in Clemson, after they done talking about Tua, he gonna be the next kid. He gonna be the next thing that they talking about too.
Yeah, but the thing is though, they can't have another. You got to think about things from this perspective. The clock starts ticking the minute the Super Bowl is over with.
Oh yeah,
they gave Flores a red shirt year, so they can't think 20. There can't be another 2-14 and or 1-15 seasons. You can't do that back-to-back years, or you're gonna be a lame duck like they did with Hugh Jackson. He'll be another Hugh Jackson.
Rosen is that bad? Do you really think Rosen is that bad?
No. I just think he's not that good.
No. Let me correct. Listen. Okay, so because I don't want to sound like the Josh. I don't want to sound like I'm a Josh cheerleader. I think what we're seeing right now from Rosen is a manifestation and a pure product of a disconnect between him and O'Shea. What we saw on Sunday with Fitzpatrick coming in was just Fitzpatrick doing what Fitzpatrick has always done in his career. Gunsling. That's all he did was gunsling. That's it. He didn't make a whole lot of reads. I'm watching it. I watched it at ground zero from my seat. And I told my wife, I said, he ain't even getting through the reads. He's throwing to a particular guy. So the guy
Mr. Ballgame, let me ask you this real quick. You were there at the game and you took notes.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw what happened when. See, this is the thing why I feel, in my opinion, I could be wrong on this. I don't know. Again, I don't know Brian Flores from a hole in the wall. But this is why I don't think they are that high on Josh Rosen. If you go back to, I pulled up when he came out. I pulled up the tape on him when they evaluated him coming out. All of these issues that they were critiquing when they were dissecting his game when he came out of UCLA, okay, and the tape when they had his first year. You can say offensive line, whatever. You can say that, but he ain't dropping back to getting sacked every play. He ain't getting pressured every single play. It's plays to be made out there. He's just not doing it when the time is presenting itself. And this is a prime example. Look at what he was in the first half, just based on a basic check down when he was in the game. When he would just do a basic check down, look at how by the time he would get off his one read, try to get off on his second read, and you know he ain't waiting on his third, and he checks the ball down late to the running back going in the flat. It's a 2-yard gain. It's a 2-yard loss. Look at when Fitzpatrick got into the game, how the game sped up. Everything sped up. The protections improved. Why? Because his internal clock is Josh Rosen, one of the biggest knocks on him coming out of college was his internal processor is not fast enough. Period. And you see it manifesting itself. When they brought him into camp, that was the word coming out of camp. What's the problem with Rosen? How come he not put? He's just not getting it. He's not getting it fast enough. Okay. Well, so and also in this offense, in this offense is a rhythm timing based offense. That's why they're not as high on him, because he is not getting sped. He is not seeing the field fast enough.
Now, the play calling. First off, the play calling when Josh was in there compared to when they switched up and put Fitzpatrick in was completely different, and the circumstances were different.
I know, but
let me finish.
Go ahead.
They tried the entire first half to establish the run game, and then when that didn't happen, he was left back there to really and truthfully try to figure it out. Now, hold up. Now, when Fitzpatrick came in, they were down. So everything at that point speeds up anyway, because then you like under the gun. So yeah, a lot of faster. Which I'm not gonna make. Listen, I'm not trying to make excuses for him. What I'm saying though is that there was what I saw was a complete difference in play calling and game planning when they switched to quarterbacks. Now, I do agree that Josh was a bit slow on a lot of his reads. I do agree with that. I won't take that away from you. But I also know that when you're talking about taking somebody from Arizona and bringing them all the way here, and you know what? The backup is the backup, but I don't believe this notion that he's, when Fitzpatrick was a starter, getting equal amount of reps and all this other type of stuff. I think across the board, what's happening is that now they are providing him an opportunity to get flooded by everything. And yes, I agree. He hasn't looked as great as I thought he would. But hell, there's still 11 games left.
I agree.
If he was really that bad, Flores wouldn't have said he's still our quarterback. He's still our starter.
And we can't forget the fact that he's still only 2.5 games in.
Well, that is true. That is true. But what did he say? What did he say when they asked him? He said, "What did he say?" He said, "We got a solid, fair assessment of Josh Rosen's game." That's what he said today.
Yeah, he said that.
He said that.
Can I ask y'all a question about Sunday's game?
Yeah.
What was the difference between Josh Rosen and Ryan Fitzpatrick?
What was
the speed? How you and see, Mr. Ballgame, hang on. Like you said, it was a totally two different. You know why that was? Because it was totally different in one half when he was in the game and Fitzpatrick was in the game. Is because they have to scale everything down for Josh Rosen. His throws he can't make. His throws he won't.
I can't believe you just
Rich
said
Gannon. Hey,
hang
on. Did y'all listen to Rich Gannon? Hang on. Did you hear Rich Gannon on Sunday? Did you hear the commentary? He gave you the blueprint on Josh Rosen Sunday.
Okay.
He told you all his issues. He highlighted that throw he made to.
No Rich Gannon.
Okay. Well, again, like I said, y'all need to stop clicking and thinking and watching things on y'all and put yourself in front of people that know what they're talking about.
I watched the defense when they had Josh in and when they had
bro.
Okay, Mr. Ballgame. Okay, what did the Redskins defense do differently against Josh Rosen and what they did against Ryan Fitzpatrick? It's easy.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick.
They didn't send no pressure.
They
didn't send no
blitzed
pressure.
the hell out of Josh Rosen. They didn't blitz Ryan Fitzpatrick.
They blitzed
They sat back, rushed 4 men, and he picked them apart because he's a savvy veteran who can see the blitz quicker than Josh Rosen can. Josh Rosen, like you said, he processes too long. It takes too long for him to pull the trigger. And maybe we can contribute that to him still trying to learn this offense. Hey, guys, they always said that the Patriots offense, which is a copy and paste somewhat, is the most difficult offense to learn in the league.
Exactly.
So if Josh Rosen is having problems, and here's the crazy part, do you know that Tua come next year? Josh Rosen's only a year older than Tua. By next year, Josh Rosen's only a year older than Tua.
Yeah,
so he's very young.
And look, here's the thing about Here's this is why I'm banging the table. One of the other reasons why I'm banging the table for Tua. This is the thing. Tua is already grasping these concepts. His internal processor is already up to speed, bro. This is why they're so high on him. That's what I keep telling y'all.
It is hard for me to accept.
Defenses, man. He playing college defenses.
Exactly. Until he get in the NFL.
Okay, guys. I understand he's playing college defenses. And yes, he has a great team around him. So when those factors are factored in, that he has a great team and he's not playing good team, and he got a great team around him, then you have to look at his mechanics. And that boy's mechanics,
I'm telling you, it's flawless, bro.
Flawless.
It's flawless,
his mechanics are flawless. I have been watching Jake Fromm.
Oh my God, bro!
I have been watching Jake Fromm games. I have been watching Jordan Love games. I've been watching Joe Burrow games.
It is flawless, bro. It is flawless. And I keep telling y'all that.
Hold on. Y'all talk about his mechanics are flawless when, gosh, man, why do y'all keep ignoring the main point that we keep trying to make?
You ain't making because you're not making one.
I don't know. I haven't been. I just listened. TD, what point were you trying to make? I don't know.
When you put real pressure on a quarterback, do mechanics often change?
Yes. That's why you need to keep practicing your mechanics so it will become second nature.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me we're going to look at a guy's mechanics who don't get no pressure, and then we don't have
the whole thing. Hey, TD, you're acting like Tua just never gets pressure on him. Bro. Those few times when he gets pressure on him, his base is correct when he throws the ball. He's manipulating the defense with his body language and looking them off, and he's still delivering the throws those few times that he's getting pressure. Yes, the Alabama have a great O-line.
Bro, here's the difference, bro. If I already know I'm going to my receiver on the left side for the deep ball, just think about it. Think about if TD was playing quarterback. I'm a scrub. I'm a bum at quarterback, okay? But I already know that I'm going to go to my guy on the left no matter what. Do you know?
Okay, now isn't that you, TD, as the quarterback deciphering the defense? I would not have a quarterback decipher the defense pre-snap.
Hold on. That's why. No. That's why I'm telling you right now. TD, the bum that can't decipher defenses. Okay. I want you to walk throw with me. TD, the guy who can't decipher defenses, but you know what? I'm going to my left side to Jerry Jeudy anyway, right? So
that's why, and listen to this, TD. That's why I advocate that with our first round with the first overall pick, get Tua. That third and fourth pick, get Jerry Jeudy, and all of that.
But I get that. But here's my point of the matter. Whenever it comes to Tua, if I'm a quarterback and I don't know how to decipher a defense, but I know I'm going to Jerry Jeudy because it's a 90% chance he gonna beat his guy on this go route. I don't know. But I'm going to throw that ball that way, okay? Let me finish now.
That's why.
So you mean to tell me, hold on, let me finish. So you mean to tell me you're going to give me high marks in mechanics because I dropped back the pass. I looked to the right for 2 seconds. I looked left and unloaded. Oh, my gosh, look how he off-looked at defenders. He already knew what he was going to do.
TD, I don't know if this quarterback situation has jaded you. I mean, it's jaded me. It is a situation that all our Dolphins fans have been trying to go through.
I'm finally realizing the offense is already scripted. 60%. So they already know.
He already know where he's going. It's not, and when look at the interceptions he does throw. It's not many, but go look at the interceptions.
My cousin Ray Simmons.
So TD, as of right now, in the what is it, week 6 of college?
I got you, Mr. Ballgame.
Who's the QB that you are liking right now in college that you would want us to draft first overall?
Alabama and LSU.
So you like Joe Burrow as the number 1 overall pick?
You're right down his ass.
I never said number 1 overall. I just said quarterbacks I like.
No, my question is, who would you draft first overall?
I would draft a pass rusher.
None.
I'm not drafting a quarterback first overall.
You want none? You don't like none of the quarterbacks this year?
Not number 1 overall.
He ain't gonna make a difference.
What'd you say, Great DeVore?
Quarterback ain't gonna make a difference.
Why want to make a difference when we have $160 million and we are going to spend it trying to build this team?
So you think
I feel as though it's not worth
coming here. You know, we was gonna tag team this. We go Batman and Robin this joint. But
I've been thinking about this since like February when I realized we were going to tank. What happened? Because I really feel as though Tua is better than Trevor now. Than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence hasn't done nothing this year.
Trevor Lawrence is younger.
Trevor Lawrence has regressed this year. I'm not a Justin Herbert fan. Justin Herbert is Tannehill 2.0, and I'm pro Tannehill, but I don't want a Tannehill 2.0.
Bro, what I'm saying to you is this: you're talking about $150 million with Tua. Mm-hmm. What you failed?
No, I'm talking about $150 million in general for whatever quarterback. I just want to have the quarterback in place.
I'm with that, but what my thing is, how can you evaluate the one we have or others if he ain't got this stuff around?
You can still, yes, even though Josh Rosen is in a crappy situation, horrible O-line, the skill position players aren't all that good, you can still evaluate a quarterback. I'm not understanding why people can't. It's like, okay, it's like for you, TD, you can't evaluate Tua because of the talent around him. So you can't evaluate Josh Rosen because of the lack thereof.
No.
There's an evaluation.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't evaluate them, but their evaluation still might be favorable. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it's favorable right now. Just like he got benched last week. I want Josh Rosen to play the entire year. Just like this, there's situations you can evaluate on. Just like last game, who we played before 2 weeks ago before the bye week. Sure. Like Josh Rosen broke out of the pocket. He was backed up to the 1 yard line. He did the hardest thing. He got out of the pressure at the 1 yard line and not getting safety. Broke out to the right. Had Isaiah Ford 15 yards field. Had Preston Williams 40 yards, which has been a 95-yard touchdown. What does he does after creating 6 seconds of extra time? He takes a sack and gets stripped. I'm sorry. You're supposed to, any quarterback should be able to pull the trigger. He is not pulling the trigger. It's been going on like this all season. Even the coaches said it, or say like he hasn't pulled the trigger yet. And he has a cannon. I like Josh Rosen's arm. I like how he can manipulate the pocket. Shoot, Josh Rosen to me has better pocket presence than Tannehill had when he first came out.
I don't know. You asking a guy rolling right to the right, and he on the run, trying not to get sacked and throw the ball back across his body.
No, the guy wasn't a cross body throw. They were both on the same side of the field.
Now running the backside post. Backside posters who you talking about would have been open for 90-some yards. That's one hell of a throw.
But it would have only been a 30-yard throw.
Well, either way,
you would have ran it the rest yard. That's what I'm saying.
You running for your life. That's a hard ass throw. Sorry.
Do y'all watch the all 22 of the games? Do y'all watch the all 22?
I do.
You do? Do you see how many receivers Rosen misses on just the read alone by not pulling the trigger?
Yeah.
It is crazy how many receivers that are open and he's not pulling the trigger.
It's not really crazy though when you think about it. It's only 2.5 games though, bro. Like, and then when he did hit them, they dropped the ball. So nobody want to talk about that though. When he dropped dimes in the bucket.
Of course, yes. Like, it's like I'm trying to understand why do people do not want to draft a quarterback this year and want to stick it out with Josh Rosen?
I'm not saying we don't draft a quarterback. I'm just saying that better players in this draft right now than Tua.
Quarterback is not.
But if we're picking first overall, I'm sorry. Is there a player worth? Is there a position that's not the quarterback position worth picking first overall?
Yeah, the dude that goes sack the quarterback, because that's what we don't have. We don't have no pressure.
Thank you.
So y'all want to spend? So y'all want to spend a first overall pick on a D lineman?
Yes. If he's top 5, if a top 5 prospect, yes, absolutely.
And then you come back. At number 3, and you get you a quarterback. Because that's what.
And who you gonna get at number 3? Because Tua gonna be gone then. Tua is the only quarterback worth getting this draft.
Give me the best tackle.
He ain't
I'll take the best tackle.
Okay, name them. That's what I'm naming. I named 6 quarterbacks. What is Joe Burrow, Jacob Easton, Jordan Love? Like you got Tua, Justin Herbert, like Jake Fromm. Like out of those, who Tua is light years better than them.
Give me a tackle.
Yeah, give me a tackle.
Give me a tackle.
A D tackle, or are you talking about offensive line tackle?
Left tackle.
Anybody on the offensive line, I take.
Because here's my point. This is ridiculous. I know that we got to be patient with this rebuilding process. I feel as though with 150 million and the cap may go up another 10, with 160 million in cap next year, I am all for getting 3 free agent O linemen because we have no foundation. We have no foundation. That is that's position with the least foundation. Like we need to even redo the backups. We have to redo the room for that.
D1, let me ask you a question. You've basically been with me since 2015.
I've been making videos since 2012, man.
Yeah, you've been making videos since 2012, but we've been talking since 2015. What has been the consistent issue for the Miami Dolphins since we started making videos?
O-line, of course. O-line has been crap. It's been the crappiest ever.
So why you keep on talking about quarterback when the offensive line is the most pressing need right now?
Because a quarterback with good mechanics can negate a really bad offensive line bust for so long. We still need it. That's why I'd rather attack both the quarterback and the O-line position this year. And with the O-line position, go through free agency and still draft O-linemen.
And see, that's why I can't understand. That's my point I keep trying to make to them. And it's like going over the top of their head. It's one thing if Miami did not have an unprecedented amount of cap space. It's one thing if they didn't have an unprecedented amount of draft capital. They got 13 picks, bro.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
That's that's the only reason why I said, like, we have no, like, on the D line, we have a foundation. We got Godchild. We got Christian Wilkins. Linebackers, we got a foundation. We got Raekwon. We got Baker. The secondary, we have a foundation. We have Bobby. We have Xavier. We got Rashad.
Feeders in the secondary. What?
What'd you say?
We got bottom feeders in the secondary.
Bobby, Rashad, and Xavier?
But you know what, though? But you know what's going on this? But you know what? Moving forward, all of these players that they're playing now, all of these players that you call bottom feeders, great, not so great one, they're getting invaluable experience this year. And what they'll do when they bring,
there's a reason why they was on the practice squad.
Hang on, bro. And once they get better top end talent, they'll all be depth players. But they got getting invaluable experience this year.
I feel as though y'all are really not thinking outside the box. Like
exactly, bro.
We're thinking like the last 20 years of Dolphin fans. We need to be aggressive in the draft and in free agency. We need to think outside. We've already started thinking outside the box. It's become now. It seems as though in the NFL, like everybody wants to get traded wants 2 first rounders because we started the trend. Like everybody wants 2 first rounders now.
Jalen went for 2 first today.
Exactly, or players that are mad at their team want to get traded. Like that's all. Like we started the trend or something like that.
I'm so disappointed in you right now. I'm so disappointed.
I would be disappointed in myself 4 years ago, but it's time to think outside the box, bro.
You know what? They stuck in this Ryan Tannehill
Whoa!
cloud of
I'm a Ryan
mediocrity.
Tannehill fan, bro. I can't
Hey,
agree with you with that. I'm a Tannehill
hey,
fan, bro.
Ryan Tannehill.
We messed Tannehill up.
Ryan Tannehill is mediocre at best, and I'm being kind.
First of all, Ryan Tannehill, to his defense, was still not given any of the assets around him to.
No, he wasn't.
But look, you know the
we
same.
messed up Tannehill.
Look,
we messed up Tannehill.
You know the same problems that Josh Rosen has. That was a knock on Tannehill when he came out.
Hey, I'm the big screen dog.
Hey,
Listen, I think you'll have a hard time processing what's going on too if you're worried about somebody coming and knocking your block.
Yeah.
Well, hey, bro, hey. Well, go find another profession then. Go find something else to do. He signed up for that. He signed up for that. Go find something else to do.
But it's the team's job to put the assets around the guy to protect him. And we haven't done that. We failed at that for God knows how long.
So y'all don't believe in
all them dudes, man.
Using a lot of resources.
We had an offensive line and God knows how long.
Well, hey, but what you're looking at is the resources in addition to the talent that we have in the front office. We never had a talent-laden front office like this, bro. Never. Look, listen up. I know y'all don't like Omar Kelly. I'm gonna get that out there first.
Dennis Hickey did a good job. They should
hang on.
Hickey.
Can I finish, please? Can I make my point? And then you.
Bro, Dennis Hickey only found Jarvis, bro.
Hey. Can I make my point? Can I make my point?
James.
Can I make my point?
Go ahead.
Okay. Omar Kelly on X's Omar the other day, he told a story for the first time of the conversation he had with Jeff Ireland. Jeff Ireland was enamored with Russell Wilson when they came out of that draft. I mean, blown away with him. He wanted to take him at number. He wanted to take him at number 8. But you know what happened? He didn't. You know why he didn't draft him? Because Ryan Tannehill fit the prototype. 6'5", big arm, athletic.
West Coast quarterback.
Disregarding the mental aspect of the game.
That's not
totally. Hang on. Let me finish. Totally disregarding the mental aspect of the game. He wanted the prototype, and so now when he said when he had that conversation,
and because Mike Sherman was his coach.
Thank you, D1.
Hey, whatever. Well, call it what you want. He didn't work out. But Russell Wilson did. So if he would have drafted Russell Wilson, Jeff Allen would have still been the GM.
I don't respect no opinion, Jeff Allen.
So I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that.
Why you hate Jeff Ireland for what? He had some good drives.
What? Oh, I'm listening.
Well,
he had some good drives. I remember the year we drafted Tannehill. Was it the year or maybe the year after where he killed it? He even after driving like, yo, I killed this drive. I think that was the year we got Lamar Miller, we got Vernon, and we got somebody else. All of them in free agency got big money.
They traded up in the draft to draft Dion. That was.
Hey, everybody wanted Dion. We didn't know Dion was going to be.
You mean Chase Young? Chase Young? You mean Deion Jordan? Chase Young? Excuse me, Chase Young. But they don't want to draft. But they don't want. But they scared to wish on the quarterback. But we wished on Deion Jordan. We traded up to get him number 2 overall.
Bro, I watched Anthony Saba too. Who got that? I watched Anthony Saba also.
Yeah, I do. I follow him too.
Yeah, I do too, yo. I like his cutoffs.
Yeah.
Is this the play I'm talking? Was this the play I was talking about earlier? That is the play.
Yeah. Okay, so let me break this down, all right? And please let me break it down, then I'll let y'all discuss this. Because I see something totally different on this play than all y'all see, trying to blame this solely on Rosen. No, you don't want to take the sack, but y'all keep making it seem like he had 2 guys wide open. And let me talk about what I see in this play, okay? First of all, you see this guy right here where my mouse is on?
Yeah, that's Preston.
This guy's wide open, right?
A little bit further, he'll be wide open.
Okay, hold on. Let me go. Because we're gonna pause right. Is this where you talk about a little bit further?
Yes.
So where's Rosen? Where's Rosen? He's still in the pocket trying to get out.
Okay, now look at the receiver at the 20-yard line. Continue to play.
Hold on. We're going to continue, but that ain't Rosen yet. Rosen got his, and they're going to show a different angle. Right now is the angle when I show you later with Rosen getting out of the pocket, ducking a pass rusher with his head down. I'm going to show you. Okay, we're going to keep playing. Stop right here. Now, this is the guy you're talking about, right?
Did you move the mouth? Who are you talking about?
Yeah, this guy right here, the Dolphin that's quote-unquote open, right?
Yes.
This is the first moment Rosen lifts his head up, okay? The first thing, as you can see, the first thing that Rosen sees with a firm head up is this guy. That is that's like almost a broken play first read for him, okay? But he's looking at 45-yard pass. You mean to tell me if the quarterback throws a 45-yard pass floated up in the air, hold on, let me finish. This is just my analysis. I'll let y'all talk about it.
Go ahead.
You mean to tell me a quarterback just sticking his head up on the run is supposed to float this ball 45 yards and a defender ain't going to close 7 yards?
No, I expect him to throw it right there to the receiver at the 20-yard line, wide open.
Okay, but I'm going step by step. I'm debunking this first guy that people claiming that are open just because his hands are up, okay? I'm debunking that, all right? Number two, if Rosen's looking at this guy and now he has to look at his check down, we act like he can do both things simultaneously. So we need to go forward about half a second.
I'm sorry. The man only has 2 receivers on the field. He only has 2 reads. You can't make the second read?
Bro, he got 4 receivers.
The person 18 yards in front of you?
Bro, he got 4 receivers on the field, first of all. 4 receivers.
I'm talking about on his side of the field. He's on the right side. There's only 2 receivers.
Bro, this guy was actually changed routes. He was sitting down, then he start moving.
Continue to play, TD. Continue to play.
I'm going to continue to play, but I also want you to see the defender. When you see it from Josh Rosen's view, you're going to see this defender right in front of him in the path. He would have had to float it over the guy, which would have gave this defender time to close. But you don't see it. Hold on. Let me play.
Tua would have made that throw. That throw.
Possibly, but I ain't finna blame Rosen on it.
Bro, Tannehill would have made that throw.
Hold on.
Tannehill would have made that throw. Tannehill would have made that throw.
I'm giving. Hold on.
We don't know that Josh can't make it. Just didn't right there.
Hey, but what happened to just throwing the ball away?
That's
part of it too.
Exactly. That's
just throwing the ball away.
It wouldn't matter. We still would have been on the 1 yard line.
I understand, but we are evaluating a quarterback and what he does in pressure situations.
Exactly.
And this pressure situation, he did the worst thing possible.
But hold on. We're not gonna move the goal line though. That's what y'all doing. Y'all want to
moving the goal line.
No. Man, listen. First of all, y'all gonna sit here and talk about how he missed the 2 guys. Now we gonna
he did miss the guy.
Oh, a guy.
That's the whole thing. Not only did he miss guy, he did the worst thing possible by taking a sack and not even throwing the ball away.
Exactly. Hold on. It could have been a safety. It should have been a safety, bro.
Hold on. We gonna play in real time and watch how fast this defender closes. Watch how fast this defender closes. The defender is already headed back this way, man. Y'all, man, matter of fact, I'm willing to go out on a limb to say he read that perfectly. Not to throw that ball.
Listen.
You
not make your case, yo.
Bro, listen.
He good.
Listen. Hold on.
I don't know about that.
I ain't gonna be allowed to talk. So let me get my point across, and then I'll let y'all come in on it because y'all ain't gonna let me finish my analysis of it at all, bro. I've already established that when this guy was in his face, maybe you need to take another look at it. Right here, let me back up some. Let me not give him too much of a leeway. Right here, the guy, he has to throw this ball over to get here. If you want to take the chance throwing it high for this guy to close in and possibly pick it off, because if he would have threw that high and the guy would have picked it off, y'all would have been the same people talking about, he should have never threw the ball. He should have bulleted the ball. But Rosen is seeing a flat line here where this guy can also bat it down, man. Watch the other view. We're going to give you the quarterback's view. We're going to give you the quarterback's view so you can see this play from the backfield, man. This is when the guy was quote-unquote wide open. Rosen is just getting out of the pocket, about to pick his head up. Just picking it up. Now he got his head up for the first time. Do you see this? Do you see the quarterback right here? Do you see this guy right here on a straight line to that defender that goes up? That's what y'all don't see. So what does he do? He looks up at that long deep ball, but he notices if he makes that throw, that guy's probably going to pick it off or it's going to be no good. Then he looks at the underneath pass after that. Let me play it. Hold on.
I was gonna say my joint froze.
Stop. Do you see this guy like a beeline right in front of him? When he may, if he and look at his body formation. You want him to sling a ball. You see what I'm saying? You talk about mechanics and stuff. Legs spread wide open on the run, and you want him to make that throw just right away, blink of an eye. That's it, bro. Y'all asking of too much. And this guy is right in front of his sight on that throw. So if he needs to get it up, he got to get it over this guy, and then the other guy might have time to close on it. Now, this is the part where I've been on the record saying you don't do. Right here, he decided I'm not throwing this ball. But he should, because he should throw it away. I agree with y'all on that. He should be throwing this ball away. But this notion of he should have made that pass, and then somebody say he had a 90-yard, that could have been a 90-something yard touchdown with the deep ball. If you would have threw that deep ball 45 yards on the run, that would have been picked off all day, man. That would have been picked off all day. I don't see how y'all think.
Y'all watch too much college. That's what it is. Y'all watch too much college.
Yeah, man. Talk about if he would have made that 90-yard, that would have been a 90-yard touchdown. I agree. He should have thrown the ball away. But at the end of the day, y'all get these narratives. We had wide open guys. That could have been a 99-yard touchdown if he would have hit the deep guy. That 45 yards, man, is what we asking. We asking this kid on the run right here to toss it on the run, 45 with a closing defender.
I'm sorry, TD. There are 16 quarterbacks in the league that would have made that throw.
And would have got picked off. And 9 times out of 10.
Throwing the ball up high. Why throw the ball up high? Throw it down low for receiver, bro. There is 16 quarterbacks. Tannehill could have made that throw.
But, bro, there's 32
Tannehill has made that throw.
Like Mr. Ballgame said, there's 32 teams.
Too, right?
Man, come on, man. This guy.
Hey. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, man, they feel. I know y'all don't want to hear it. TD, great one. Well, Mr. Ballgame is finally seeing the light. But at the end of the day, bro, this coaching staff, this front office, they are not as high as they need to be to move forward with him as the franchise. They are not, clearly. So y'all just need to start warming.
Are you saying that they sent up Rosen and Fell? I feel as though they're doing it, even though they may not be high on them. They're still trying to evaluate him.
They are.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they are. But what did Flores say today? He said we already and based on his tone. Now, I'm just this is pure speculation. But what I gathered from his point that he made today when they asked him, he said we already have a solid, fair evaluation of Josh Rosen. Mm-hmm. So if that is the case, if they are that high on him, you know what I mean? In my opinion, they wouldn't even be worried about a quarterback in the first round if they are that high on him, especially number one overall, bro.
You gotta show me something where Flores or Greer or any of those guys said that the Dolphins are taking a quarterback right now.
They've been talking about that. Chris Greer been high on Tua since last year's draft.
I know, bro. Since 2 years ago, bro. And you know what, though? Mr. Ballgame, to answer your question, I'll let you know in April. When that first kick come across that stage, I'll let you know then. I'll let you know then.
I've seen reports dating back to that what was that? Not the owners meeting, whatever that meeting was. January.
The owners meeting.
Was that the owners meeting?
I'm with you, bro.
Bro, y'all talking about when a reporter asks, "What do you think about a Tua?" and he gives his analysis, and all of a sudden, just because.
No, I'm not talking about that. The Tua point. I'm just talking about what they said they were going to do to build this team.
Well, y'all said that he was going to sign back Juwan James, but that ain't happened. I did it.
I didn't even want Juwan. Juwan James is not worth that money. Where Juwan James out? What's wrong? What is he doing now? He's out for the next 5 weeks. He's not consistent.
Thank you.
He did,
and now that messed up. That messed up our third round pick, bro. Now that dropped that third round pick to the fourth.
Juwan James was like John Jerry to me. He was John Jerry to me.
No. He was a good tackle.
No. I'm not saying he wasn't a good tackle. He'll have 6 games. He'll have 6 games where Juwan James is like one of the premier right tackles.
My bad.
And he'll have another 6 games where he's just average to below average.
Yep. I think I take
Like
him over DeMarcus Webb.
I don't want to pay $25 million guaranteed to something like that. I'm sorry.
I will.
I'm sorry.
I thought he got
then that's just
million.
spending money.
I thought he got 35 million.
Whatever it was,
Well, y'all
it was
would
something I
have
didn't.
jumped off $100 million to Tua. He ain't even playing an NFL game yet.
We're not paying $200 million.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, might as well.
Yo, you're really jaded with this Tua stuff.
I know.
Bro.
You hear him, bro?
Because
Thank you.
y'all are missing the point. Y'all
and here's the crazy part,
finally,
it's going to make the Miami
it's
Dolphins
like I
better
don't
when
want
it's not.
Tua go against everything I have grew up believing a quarterback should be. I mean, y'all, if some of y'all watch my video, y'all always said I want my quarterbacks righty and whitey. Because that is the common denominator when it comes to Super Bowl winners. They're right-handed quarterbacks.
I'm gonna say this. I don't agree with the whitey part, but
how many black quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl?
White quarterbacks for D, black quarterbacks for C.
You know what I chalk that?
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
They haven't had as many opportunities as somebody that don't look like them.
So listen,
that's all that is in my estimation.
Listen. At the end of the day, it don't matter what color you are. As long as you can ball, you can ball. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The way I look at it is like this, man. We have the main fundamental differences on this when we have these debates are simple. I don't think anybody's really ragging on Tua, and I don't think anyone is overpraising him more than he deserves. You know, he's a great talent and everything. The fundamental differences that we're really having on this channel that I feel like we act like we want to keep ignoring is the fact of what's more important right now as the top pick.
Thank you, TD.
That's the fundamental difference that we're having. So when one person says a quarterback is more important and the other says a defensive lineman, we keep talking about specific individuals and their skill sets versus, once again, what the real argument is really centers down of a root cause.
TD.
What is the question that we need to be discussing? And we need to be answering why. Not whether this guy is just all this and that, or that guy, not whether Chase Young is this newest best thing, not whether Tua is the generational talent. The real conversation is what position does Miami need right now that would make the most impact on this team for the number 1 overall pick? That's the only conversation.
TD, let me ask you this, bro. And all seriously, man. I want to give you credit. And this probably the first and probably the last time I'll ever give you credit on record. Finally, you got somebody on your panel other than myself that's not on that same product that you and Great One and everybody else you had on this panel with. Apparently, he don't smoke like y'all. He's not smoking the same foolishness that y'all smoking. That's number one. I want to give you credit for that. Now that I got that out of the way,
sense, man. It's called common sense.
Now that I got that out of the way, I want to say this: what has Josh and I texted this the other day? What they are going to be picking 1 or 2 at the top of the draft. Okay, what has Josh Rosen done to convince you to, if Miami is in a position to draft the best, depending on their evaluation, to draft the best prospect at that position, which is the most important position in sports? What has Josh Rosen done to make you, if you sit in Chris Greer's chair,
bro,
for you to just
ask me the same question 50 times.
And I'm asking you, what has he done to make you think that's not a glaring need?
Hold on. Can I? Is it my time? Is it my turn?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm asking you a question.
Okay, so I'm not muting you to be rude. I'm just muting you not to get cut off when I answer. Okay. Now, first and foremost, I want everybody to notice what just happened. I just laid out what the real conversation was, which is what is the biggest priority for this team? And once again, it just went in the back of the mind, and then we named a specific player. We named a specific player, as in what has Josh Rosen. I don't care if you said Josh Rosen. I don't care if you said Fitzpatrick, Tannehill. I don't care what quarterback. I don't even care if you said Chase Young. I don't care if you said, why are we talking about the player itself? Right now, the conversation, and I'm still going to answer your question, EM, but once again, this is why conversations don't get anywhere, because the main topic needs to be, what is the primary position that Miami needs to draft number 1 pick overall? Not who it should be or who looks better than who. That's what the question needs to be. What do we need most right now? Now, to answer his side question, because I'm going to call it a side question because it goes off of what I was trying to ask in the first place, because I never can get an answer from you, Em. The best answer that I get is, bro, you smoking. Bro, what are you smoking? I like to think I smoke common sense every day, okay? And so let me answer your off-the-topic question, okay? What has Josh Rosen done? It's just like me saying, what has Charles Harris done? So I'm going to play into your theory right here and say that Josh Rosen ain't done nothing but to be average. But what has Charles Harris been? A bum. A bum. That's what he's done. So once again, if I'm answering your question and I'm letting that relate to my original topic, again, what is our most glaring need? What is the most glaring need? And don't get me started, because you went out there and ran it off at your mouth again, something that I continue to argue. Quarterback is the most important position in sports, and I continue to disagree, because if Trent Dilfer can win a quarterback, you can go somewhere with all that.
Peyton Manning lost in the Super Bowl against one of the greatest defenses of all time.
Exactly.
Okay.
If Jared,
I have a response to that.
I got you. Matter of fact, Ron, I'm gonna come to you right after. I'm gonna come to you. I promise you right after EM. Because
no, you're not. It's fine.
I'll come to you. But anyway, Trent Dilfer does it.
Yeah.
Jared Goff makes it to the playoffs. Joe Flacco ain't no elite quarterback.
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson. I don't care if you want to put Eli Manning in the elite conversation, which I don't. He did it twice. But let's go on the other side of it. Let's talk about elite quarterbacks. Which you want the next Dan Marino who never even won one? Huh? Is that what you're talking about?
Manning got one of the worst playoff records.
So that's the argument that we're sitting here talking about. The quarterback is the most important position, but they don't. Brady, 14 out of the last 15 seasons had a top 10 defense. Go look it up. Brady, 14 out of the last 15 seasons had a top 10 defense.
They lost to the Eagles because they couldn't play defense.
And lost to the Eagles with a record day. And you trying to put all the merit on the quarterback with a record day. He has a record day, 505 yards and lose. Like, where they do that at, man? You know where they do it at? In the land of defense. You got to focus on defense. Defense wins championships. So before I turn it back over to UEM and then make sure I reserve time for Ron. So if everybody get rowdy, I'm going to mute everybody and make sure Ron get his time.
I gotta get out of here for a bit, bro.
All right. Appreciate you, ball game.
Cam Newton was the MVP. Let's not forget that, TD. Don't forget him. He was the MVP. And guess what Denver Broncos defense did?
You're right. And now they don't even know what they want. But anywho, I'm gonna let EM get it. But with that being said, EM, because I already know you're gonna have a lot to say about it. And let me go ahead and address what are you smoking, TD? Because you're gonna say it probably 10 more times. Okay, I think it's common sense. But I asked
my guys are good. I got some good guys.
Him the question. What is the most important position for the Miami Dolphins right now after everything that I just said? I mean, I'm assuming I already know your answer, but let's go back to EM, and then I'm going to make sure, Ron, that you get your time. All right? So, EM, let me unmute the mic, and I'll mute mine. Give you an opportunity.
Buffoonery. Absolute buffoonery. So, okay. So, my question to you was, and I don't know why it keeps going over your head. What I asked you What has Josh Rosen done to make it's not about Tua. It's not about Tua. It's about that specific position. What has he done to make you ignore drafting a quarterback that high, especially the best prospect graded out in this year's draft? What has he done specifically to make you feel that way? To make you think quarterback is not a glaring need? That's basically what my question is. I asked you. So, and you still are not answering that question. You keep going around it, going off this 30-minute soliloquy. For whatever reason, I have no idea. I asked you a specific question. What has he done? And you cannot, you great, not so great one, and whoever else, you cannot give me a straight answer. What has he done to make you think quarterback is not a glaring need, is not the most important need on this team?
Your problem is you answer to respond instead of understanding. The first person to ask the question in our exchange was me. And I never got an answer. So now all of a sudden you answer a question with the question and accuse me of not answering your question.
TD, I asked you plain and simple. That's all I did was ask you a question. It's simple. What has he done to make you think quarterback is not a glaring, is the most important need on this team? What has he done?
He's not been. The answer is Rosen hasn't been as bad as the defensive line. That's the answer.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me finish my answer. You're still ignoring me, bro. You're still ignoring the original question. Let me break this down. Clear your mind of responding for a second. Let's see if I can help you here. Clear your mind of responding. I said, what is the most important need on the team?
Quarterback, to answer your question, quarterback.
Okay. It's quarterback. Now you answered that, but why did you never give that answer, bro? But you came back with the question and then accused me of never answering your question when I keep making the point of you have to answer mine first.
No. I automatically, well, that's my bad. I wasn't totally clear on my position of where we need to go with the first overall pick. For the record, if we are sitting 1 or 2 in the draft, don't trade up, don't give up assets to go up and get a quarterback. But if we are sitting there with the number 1 overall pick or number 2, and we have an opportunity to draft the highest graded out prospect at that position, you take it. I thought I was clear on that from day one, but I reiterate, my position is that you take that quarterback. All depends what I've been consistent on my point. As long as Miami has that kind of grade on that prospect, and based on what's been reported, obviously I'm not the only one, because he said he heard the same reports. So I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that's hearing things. So based on Miami's grade in Miami, it could be all a smokescreen. It could be. All I'm saying is what the reports are saying. And there is no, I haven't even seen, Justin Herbert is the only other report that I've read that's been linking Miami to. But as far as Tua, if they have that high of a grade on that quarterback and they pass him up for Josh Rosen, guess what? They are going to be fired in 2 years. Probably not even 2 years. They will be fired. I guarantee you.
What's your zodiac sign?
Hey, Chris Greer is going to be the second coming of Jeff Ireland. Just like he passed on Russell Wilson,
so he passed on Tua. They're going to be fired because it ain't what you thought they were going to do.
Well, in my opinion, did you not ask my opinion? Did you ask my opinion?
It's called clarification. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm giving you my opinion since you asked. So at the end of the day, bro, all I'm saying is my position is that absolutely. Quarterback is the most most important position in sports. Period.
So we've established now. We're good now. We've established that once again the fundamental difference is what is the most important position to pick as the first overall pick in this draft. That's the only fundamental difference we have here, right?
Can you hear me?
No, I couldn't hear you if you were talking.
Well, what'd you say? I could barely hear what you was chopping in and out. What'd you say?
I was saying that we've just established that the difference is basically we just have disagreement on what position is most important to begin with in the first overall pick, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, if you don't agree that quarterback is the most important position, absolutely, we have a fundamental disagreement.
So that's what the basis is. We keep going in circles fighting about it, making the same points. But it's almost 9:30, and I told you I had to get out of here. But I need to make sure I give Ron the time that he needs to have.
Go ahead.
So Ron, go ahead, take it away for us, homie.
It's okay, dude. If you gotta go, you gotta go.
No. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I don't know where you want me to start in at because I have a lot of stuff.
We'll just start.
Well, I have a question for Great One or anyone on the panel. If you go in for roster building, what is your number one position?
There's so many glaring holes, to be honest with you, but I would probably say quarterback is probably the last one.
I have a question for TD now.
Mm-hmm.
Is a quarterback of the skill level of Trent Dilfer sustained success?
Yes.
Hold on. Yes, it's sustained success as long as they keep the same stuff around them.
So how many Super Bowls did Trent Dilfer win?
One, and that was the only year he had what he had around him. It's no different from Joe Flacco. Rookie deal.
Didn't they have a similar defense when they went and got Joe Flacco too?
Joe Flacco, they had an elite defense, and after he won the Super Bowl, everything took off. And it's
that 5-year stretch, they could only get there twice, huh?
Yeah, it's the NFL, 32 teams. You can say that about any team.
Why was
Hold on. Well, are we going to use the same argument with Russell Wilson? How many years did he get there in the 7?
Seattle did it right. They used a rookie quarterback on a rookie salary so they could keep paying their defense.
That's what they did.
And then once the TikTok Reaper came and collected all the payday, they had to start all over again.
That's what the Flacco did. Remember, go look at what year he was in when they won it. What year was his deal? Rookie deal. Same thing. You're talking about the same thing, bro.
So Miami doesn't have a Russell Wilson. They don't have.
Well, you don't know that because
the defense that the Baltimore Ravens or the Seattle Seahawks have. So when you're starting from the ground up, you start from quarterback number 1, then you go shutdown corner number 2, and supposedly we have Howard for that spot.
What?
Then you go for a defensive end.
So you mean
if you go quarterback, defense, corner? What do we have to offer that first 3 lists that we need? We don't have the quarterback.
How productive is a shutdown corner going to be without a pass rush? Answer that question for me.
Huh?
How productive is a shutdown corner going to be without a pass rush? Answer that question for me.
Well,
because I think we have like 4 sacks on the season.
If he can shut down, it's going to happen how it's been unfolding right now. When we have Howard on the field, they're going to go to the opposite side.
Bro, he the lowest rated on the team in PFF. He's the lowest rated on the team for PFF, bro. And yes, that's not me hating. It's Xavier Howard, the lowest rated. Guess who's rated above him? Eric Rowe. So it hasn't been happening like that.
I'm just saying, you have an excellent pass rusher that will negate any good quarterback. Any good quarterback.
You're starting Tannehill?
Oh my God, man!
You're starting Tannehill, man. They just came out with it. They have decided to start Ryan Tannehill. He's been informed he'll get the start Sunday against the Chargers.
Good. I'm glad. So y'all
Praise
can finally
the Lord. Praise the Lord.
So y'all can So y'all can finally close y'all dorm mouth, bro. You can finally close your mouth.
Jersey, man. I'm wearing my Tannehill jersey Sunday, baby. Hey.
Hey. I think what the point that Ron was trying to make was, like I told, like when every time y'all throw that Trent Dilfer example, when you're saying that when y'all bring that up and y'all saying like, you know, defense wins championships, how often compared to when you compare a historic, like I told y'all before, that was a historically great defense. Okay. Historically great, right? How often does that come around compared relative to individuals that do win Super Bowls that don't have historically great defenses, but they have a above average, excellent quarterback? How often when you compare the two? How often?
They had a historically great defense. Okay, if they would have had just a great defense, we don't know, they might have still done it. But just because they had a historically great one, we just gonna ride off and say that's the only reason why? That's all assumptions and speculative, bro.
But no, it's not, TD. They still had a top 10 defense since 2000, and they haven't gone back to the Super Bowl since.
Exactly, bro.
They got rid of Trent Dilfer.
Hold on.
They got rid of Trent Dilfer for Joe Flacco.
A top 10 defense since
they got rid of Trent Dilfer for Joe Flacco, and then they got rid of Joe Flacco for Lamar Jackson. And they still have a top 10, 15 defense? And they haven't gone back to the Super Bowl since. That's my point.
First off, they haven't had a top 10 defense since 2000.
No, they were number one overall. The Ravens were number one overall.
Once? Twice?
They were number.
He just said, EM, he just said since 2000. So for 19 years, they've had a top 10 defense. That's what he's saying, though. I know what you're saying, EM.
Yes.
Okay. No, I think what he's saying, bro, is that, I'm not trying to speak for him, but what I gather what he's trying to say is no one's saying defense is not important. Nobody's saying that.
Correct.
But what I think his point is that when you have a mediocre to below average quarterback, but you have a historically great defense, that only comes along ever so often. And think about this. Even how bad Joe Flacco has been, think about that playoff run. He was playing at a historically high level the year they won, the second time they won it in 2011? When they played San Francisco. That playoff run he was on, as bad as Joe Flacco has been, he was playing at a historically high level on that playoff run. So we could sit here and say, Joe Flacco is not a Hall of Fame quarterback. But what was he playing the year they won it? How high of a level was he playing the playoffs the year they won it?
Tannehill was playing on a high level in 2016 with no.
Throwing bubble screens. Throwing bubble screens.
Tom Brady throws shallow crosses all game, but you're not gonna sit back and say he ain't great.
Man, come on, man. Anyway, I refuse. I refuse to discuss. Bro, I'm done with tech. Again, if y'all gonna discuss other players from other teams, I won't politely bow out of this conversation. I'm only here to discuss my squad, bro. Period.
Hey, I got one for you, EM. I got one for you, bro. I'm gonna put it on the screen real quick for you, okay?
Okay.
I'm just saying a great pass rusher negates any great quarterback. That's
okay. I'm gonna handle this right here. I want you to answer these questions right here, okay?
Okay.
I want you to answer these questions. Watch this. This is number one. And I spelled without wrong. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming about 3 minutes. Give me a few minutes.
I will say this.
What team has won without a top 10 defense?
The St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on turf.
Well, how long ago was that?
Hey, whatever. You asked the question. You asked the question. You asked me a question, and I answered it.
You're right. I did ask you a question. I did ask you a question. In this new NFL, where things have changed in the last 15 years, they answered that question.
Well, the New England Patriots just won.
They had the top.
Hang on. Hey, bro. Look at the year they played Philadelphia. Where was their defense ranked? And please tell me.
Last 15 years,
look that up.
Hey, I'll look it up because I know my facts. The last 15 years, 14 years, they had a top 10 defense.
Okay. Hey. Let's put $1,000 on it right now. Let's put a stack on it right now. And the year they play.
If you're talking about the 1 year that they didn't, which I'm gonna look it up.
You asked a question, bro.
You talk about one time. Well, that's fine. One time.
You asked a question, bro. You asked a question. I answered it. That's all I'm saying.
So what you're saying is one time out of all the teams in the NFL in 15 years, one time out of 32 teams.
That's not the question. Your question is what team has won without a top 10 defense? He just told you.
I just told you.
Ron, he answered one team. Now
I answered two. I told you St. Louis Rams, and I told you.
No. I'm asking you the question now in the last 15 years, other than the one time. If that's correct, because I'll look it up. Outside of the one time. So are you saying it's just one team?
You asked me a question. I gave you two. You said, "Well, what's the question? What's the question? You the one who put it on the screen. That's your question, not mine."
Yeah, I'm reading it right off the screen.
I'm asking
what team has won without a top 10 defense,
and you won't let me finish to get to the others. I just asked you a question. I just answered your question, bro. So do me a favor. Look up where the New England Patriots defense was ranked when they played the Philadelphia Eagles 2 years ago. And tell me what it was. I'll wait. I'll wait.
I'm gonna say 32. I'm just gonna say it just to say it. My point.
No. You said top 10. You said top 10.
And
bro.
I'm gonna tell you
top 10.
Okay, I'm answering your question. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna guess 32. It don't matter.
You said top 10. You said they done had a top. You said they done had a top 10 defense for the last 10 years.
Hold on.
Is what you said.
Were they top 10 2 years ago?
14 out of the last 15.
So you just asked me what were they ranked, and I said 32. What's the problem?
No, initially you said when I told you the New England Patriots from 2 years ago when they played the Philadelphia Eagles, you rebutted that. You said no, they done had a top 10 defense for the last 10 years.
Are you talking about the Super Bowl that they lost?
No, yeah, the Super Bowl that they lost.
Hey, look at the freaking question. I said, who won a Super Bowl?
Well,
who won a Super Bowl?
You know something? You absolutely right, bro. My bad. I'll give you that one. I will give you that one. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on, man. I'm sitting here arguing. Man, Mike, be quiet, Mike. You just always negative, man. You just try to make me out wrong. I said, which quarterback won? Which quarterback won the Super Bowl?
You right. You absolutely right. They won. You absolutely right. My bad.
I'm sorry. Can you re-answer that question? Any quarterbacks win in the last 15? I might even say 20 years without a top 10 defense.
So you changed the question. You said the last 15 years, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Changed twice.
Well, okay. You have to give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me think. Let me think.
Hey.
Well, okay.
You're gonna need a few years.
Well, how about this? When the Patriots played the Atlanta Falcons, did they have a top 10 defense that year? Why don't you look that up?
What do you mean?
Did when the Patriots won and when they played the Falcons, I forget what year that was. When they played the Atlanta Falcons.
2017.
You mean the one where they stole? No, that wasn't 2017. The one with, all right, baby, I'm coming. Man, I'm sorry, y'all, man. I'm upsetting the wife. I got to get out of here, man. And this was getting heated and real good, man.
Look that up.
I'm gonna look it up. Follow me on the morning show in the morning. We can pick up off of this morning show. All right.
Killing me, bro. You killing me, man.
Tune in to the morning show. We already over by 12 minutes, and I promised the wife we'll handle the business we got to take care of, man. So it is family time, and y'all know what comes first. I put family first always, and I'm trying to say all this good stuff because my wife giving me a death stare right now, and you know the wife got to come first, no matter what, every time, right, baby?
Yeah, you running, you scared. That's all that is. You scared, but it's all good. Not so great one. I got something for you, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate you as always, EM, though, man.
Yeah, y'all. It's all love, baby.
Hey, y'all already know. Check me out in the morning on Wake Up with TD, 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. And also on Friday nights is the open panel conversation. Y'all make sure y'all come over and check out that stream. Guys, if I wasn't able to put you in the stream tonight, don't be mad. This was not a night to put everybody on. I only put people on that I had already told that I wanted to do a collab and bring into the video. So, again, I appreciate everybody's love and support. I'll talk to y'all soon. Love y'all, man. This your boy TD. Peace. It's family time.